once again to Resist. Episode 4. It's a pretty good survival time. I thought I'd have you guys killed by episode 1. Here we are, episode 4. I even almost killed some of you guys in episode 0.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought the goal was episode 0 deaths.
Well, in your defense, some people should have died. Episode 0.
How have we managed to make it to episode 4? How did we get here? Nobody?
Coronavirus brain fog, man. It's
Well,
been
October 15, 2020, Cresthaven Hall, Augusta, Alaska, meat manufacturer for 40 years, lured me and Valyria. Oh, okay, let's not go for that.
No, not that far back.
Okay.
Just since last time we met.
We were hanging out in Financial Management Institute A, not B or C. Those are for plebs. Me and Valerio talked a bit with a financial manager. Obviously not actually being from a financial background, it was kind of a shaky negotiation, but we did at least get a offer, some sort of cover for like being in town or in that area, and at minimum we got some useful information actually in that RJ Fiscal is like a really elite organization, and if we had gone in there we probably would have like been really out of place and almost immediately probably outed. So we got like at least that useful take, and as we were pursuing that, we've realized that there are a lot of attached smaller not buildings but smaller like
offices
to this. One is a guard structure, or not guard structure, like a guard security firm.
Mm-hmm.
One is like looks to be just housing, and one is
condos.
Unknown.
Condos.
Well, we know what
the
it's
other one
called.
is a shop that sells something.
Right.
Some mysterious, rather large-ish, substantial.
Yeah, that each of you, that some of you kept trying to insist they were selling like sexual aid products. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was me. So I was trying to get in there.
But yeah, have all of you given some thought about how you want to accomplish this? Well, why even do you need to get into RJ Fiscal? Let's just add that to the recap, just for importance sake.
We need some document that pertains to the transportation company of some Noqual.
Excellent.
So we need to get in there, find this Big M's office, and try to find this document.
Yeah.
And then, steal some other random item that can't be traced to kind of cover our tracks.
Yep.
Also, Dracus is literally just like in the apartment right now. Right?
No, we all officially left,
yeah.
But yeah, he did he did go in and he went up the stairs until he saw that there was cameras on the next level, and before the cameras could probably really pick him up that much, he went back down and left.
Okay, so we are at Cresthaven. I actually don't remember where we were last located.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys can be back at Cresthaven Hall, kind of discussing.
Yeah, I think it was the evening. That night,
we ended. Yeah,
you guys were over at the shop talking, and then you met me at Cresthaven. I think that's when we ended.
I put this
because I was waiting at Cresthaven for you guys.
That door should be here.
So yeah, are we set to do this?
well, I think we should figure out exactly because we know we obviously don't want to be leaving here in our stuff, so we need someplace to change. So we need to figure out where close-ish by we want to change, so that once we leave, we can get back there and, again, change when it's all over.
Oh yeah, how long does it take to get into our armor?
Well, it's not armor.
None of us have full plate, right?
just,
Well, yeah, it's like one round for the costume, right? But then
But
we
we're
also
just putting
need to
those
put on
over our
on.
armor, right?
Well,
Aren't
we
we
can't
just
just
putting
walk
those
around
over?
the city with armor, right?
You sort
can
of
we?
could, depending upon the armor that you're wearing. Like, you could probably manage to wear a breastplate, like, under a shirt and maybe not get a lot of issues with that, or, like, leathers or stuff like that, or chain. It's when you get into, like, some of the more bulky armors that it might get really weird. Like, it's not...
What?
It's not an uncommon thing. Actually, can I get... Actually, before I give this, let me see a knowledge local from anybody who's got it, who's got ranks in it.
Working on. I just had to open my character
It's
sheet
okay.
up.
Yeah, so you'll know it's definitely not an uncommon thing for people to be wearing, like, spider silk armor under like their clothing. Is like a regular thing if you happen to be well-to-do. So, and like some people will wear like bits of leather armor because it looks cool. It looks kind of like stylish and leathery, and some people will like wear chain just because it looks like interesting and still might provide them, you know, some level of like, look at me, I'm a badass.
All right, so yeah, so I could just wear like studded leather, my studded leather.
Yeah, you could wear
and
your
not have an
studded.
issue?
You could wear your studded leather as part of like a regular outfit, and no one would ask a lot of questions about it.
Okay, cool.
So basically, we just need to find a discreet place nearby to throw our costumes on over what we're wearing, go and do it, and then when we're done, try to get back to some discreet place to basically remove those costumes. And
Theoretically, yeah.
Well, in case it doesn't go well, should we have a plan for escape in case we're running and not stealthing?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be safe to just come here.
I mean, I figure if things go bad, it's sort of like a dip out, every man for themselves, split up, try to stealth if you can, survive, wait maybe like 2 days or so, and then like meet back at Cresthaven.
About how many people are usually guarding the gates?
Which gates?
We went in the northeast gate.
Oh, there's normally 2 people on the gate, on the gates to the inner sanctum at any given time.
Okay.
Sorry, I was thinking you were talking about the outer gates, and then like as soon as you said inner, I was like, oh yeah, the inner gate, right? That would be a rational thing to ask about.
No, we're leaving the whole city and everything. If this goes bad, we're just suiciding.
Yeah, because we certainly haven't heard about how incredibly dangerous it is outside the city.
But yeah, while you're having some of this conversation, one of a familiar face comes walking over to the table. He has a seat there with you. Everything is going well, I'm assuming?
For the most part.
Perhaps, though, you're feeling a little nervous about some upcoming games that you're going to be playing in. I want to reassure you that they're not quite as difficult as you might feel they are. It's important to remember that while the judges are passively paying attention, passive attention doesn't always necessarily mean that they're going to catch a fault. It's also important to remember that anywhere that there is one exit, there is likely two, even if nobody's talked about it before. So when you're playing the game and you're trying to get from one point to the other, you may want to make sure that you know where all the entrances and exits are. I would hate for you to end up losing because your opponent pinches you into a corner and doesn't give you a lot of options.
Good advice.
We've seen people lose the game because of taking such actions, and we want to make sure that the game is entertaining for all who are going to be watching. And the best way to maintain that is to make sure minimum eliminations happen. But one other thing that's very important. If you are eliminated or look like you're about to be eliminated, it should be important for your team to know. It is crucially important that your team ensure you are fully eliminated. Otherwise, you might compromise the rest of your team later on in the game. Just something important to think about. If you have any other questions, though, you know where to find me. I'll be taking a peruse around the gallery. It does certainly help me relax about things. And he will head off.
So, yeah, we probably need some sort of tooth that releases a toxin that instantly kills us or something. Huh?
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
Well, I was talking to the alchemist here. Do you have anything that could do that?
I mean, I can always throw a bomb on your face. I mean, that'll ensure that you can't betray us later, just saying.
Well, no, like, so this is if the rest of the party makes an escape and it's just you, and you don't want to be captured.
We can
Stand
just
up and kill yourself?
drench our resistance
Either-
clothes in some sort of rapidly combustible liquid that doesn't evaporate.
Either we take ourselves out, or on the way out, the rest of the group takes them out.
So, a question mechanically, are we able to coup de grace ourselves?
So you can, but bear in mind, one of the hardest things it actually is for a person to do is to kill themselves. As much as like suicide might be a prevalent thing, it takes either a lot of like really severe mental stress, or an exceptional amount of personal like fortitude, or a combination of both, to actually perform the act of physically and literally killing yourself. So
well, yeah, especially with something like a weapon, I would assume, whereas I would assume it'd be easier with something like a pill or something like that.
it can be easier with a pill, but you still have to overcome the mental state that you're going to be dealing with of, once I bite down, I'm dead. There is no like saving myself. So with a weapon, you're going to have to deal with like the complications of both stabbing yourself and like stabbing yourself. With a poison pill, it is slightly easier because you only have to overcome the mental aspect of, well, I'm not going to be here anymore.
So it sounds like the advice. Actually, don't know if that was Dracomir or if that was.
That was Dracomir.
Ford. That was Dracomir.
Yeah.
I don't have their voices down yet. Dracomir. We can't get the layout during the day. We know that it will expose. Probably be too obvious. But perhaps the first thing we do then when we go in, before we start touching anything, before we start doing anything that might be near cameras, we get the full layout and then we proceed from there. Because if we set off an alarm or something and we don't have that figured out, it might be too late to figure it out then. Unless anyone has a plan for getting the layout during the day, but it doesn't sound like there's.
Think of is unless the other places, because we still don't know what the other like business, because we know that front smaller building, that there was multiple things on the sign in front of it, and we still don't know what the other things are around it.
Oh,
so
yes.
the only other way would be to figure out what those are and maybe check them out.
I certainly agree on that. We don't even know how many of those are attached into the RJ Fiscal wing.
And it might be good to know what they all are to try to see if we can do a process of elimination and figure out which is the which, like, so if we go in, like, if things are labeled on their doors or something, it might help us process of elimination figure out which room and part of the building we need to be in.
I agree. And I think I say we do this last additional scouting to figure out these structures that one of them has to be connected. We know that it can't just be a coincidence that the same people that live in the security and work in security, live in the apartments, all seem to have some sort of connection to that Miesco. I forget what the overlap we had was. There was something. But it seems likely that people commutes back and forth from inside RJ Fiasco into
I think
those buildings.
the link you were thinking about is we know that Miesco used to be a guard, and
yes.
now in the building behind there is like a service that provides guards with work. That was sort of like one of the linking things. But yeah, I mean, if we can see what the names of the other businesses are there, we can do a little research, even in the library if we need to, figure out what those businesses are and see if any of those can at least process of elimination, figure out which room we're wanting when we're there, or maybe even if one of them is worth trying to go talk to, but that'll depend on what they are.
Okay. So if you guys want to do a little research on that, you can get some information. The other offices that are there are a 2-person law firm that goes by the name of, hang on one sec, I need to pull it up. Oh no, I thought the update wasn't supposed to have wiped names. Shit. I'll just come up with some names real quick. It's possible that I may not have saved it properly. Actually, by the names of Upich and Kebag, UPICH, and KIB apostrophe AAG. They give me a knowledge local, and I'll see what kind of info you can get about them. Ooh, very excellent. You know that they are a law firm that specializes specifically in business ownership, issues. So if you have like a corporate merger that you're dealing with, or you have like a separation of assets from a merger, or let's say you have like a divorce and you need to split the assets between the two of you, they deal in that kind of like business legal connecting or separation of assets.
Question on, just out of curiosity, is that included in this, or would there be a knowledge check to ascertain from those names?
Yes, they are a pair of goblinoids.
Okay, that's what I out of character assumed, but I wanted to know if in character. Okay, so we can probably assume that I think we were seeing goblins going in and out, so they must be from there.
Correct. There is also a facility known as K Boom. The letter K and then the word boom. Give me a knowledge local to try to get details on this organization. Wow.
Apparently the game likes me tonight.
Okay, so K-Boom specializes in experimentation having to do with micro explosions. So they are trying to create like the most dense or like the most, it's not dense isn't the right word, but like the smallest explosion that produces the greatest effect possible.
Super interesting when we know we're looking at someplace pertaining to a mine.
And the other location is an office of mental health.
I don't know if it matters, but is the security firm, the apartments, and a shop on there as well?
No, because they are the condos.
building
The condos are on
behind.
there. Yes, actually, the condos aren't listed. The security firm has its own sign. The only thing not listed is the other building. The building,
Okay.
the office that is not named. The name of the therapist is Glenara. Or I'm sorry, Glenra. Glenra. And if you want to give me another knowledge local on that. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Well, it's beheaded.
Yeah, you just killed the
Knowledge local
encounter.
check is beheaded.
You killed the encounter. Good job.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, Glenara is a hobgoblin. She has a human assistant by the name of Winda. You can find that she does have openings to continue to see people. She is not booked up. Though she does have sort of a specialty in a very obscure form of mental wellness that actually involves getting a little bit more crazy deliberately in order to work through some of your problems. So she subjects you to some strange and unusual behaviors that your brain can't quite put together properly. But believes then by experiencing those, you can see you get a very extreme comparison, and that allows you to kind of find the
Sounds like a
greater
mistress
reality of what you're doing.
worshiper. Yeah, so anyone want to go see a therapist?
I forgot to mention the alchemist name with that check. His name is Renoir. Renoir.
Okay. And the K-boom.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
can you spell that again? Sorry.
Renoir.
O-I-R. Okay.
And he is an elf.
Elf. So theoretically, we have seen everyone come in, I think, what did we get in total? We had
So
the well-dressed
make-
elf, who is could possibly be Renoir. Tall, slender woman, I'm assuming probably human, could have been that assistant. Goblins, which are the people from there, and then there was a second time where we saw more people. Where was that? Oh yeah, the goblins left, then the human woman left, and then the elf and a halfling left. So we haven't, from those businesses, we have no clue about a halfling woman yet.
Correct.
Okay.
You guys already tried the knowledges on RJ Fiscal
Oh yeah, and then
failed.
2 additional individuals left: the hobgoblin and a tall, red-robed human. So we don't really know anything about the red-robed human or the halfling woman, but everyone else seems like they could be easily placed into one of these businesses.
That does, in a way, help a lot in that. So that narrows it down to a very small number of people that could be Miezco. And so now I'm kind of leaning in the direction of it actually being an ironic nickname. Perhaps Big M is the halfling?
Could be. I don't remember what we got. I think we didn't really notice a whole lot about the halfling woman, but we know that they left with the elf, who works for K-Boom. So I mean, it's plausible that he has an assistant or something that we didn't. Would I know from my check if he had any sort of other employees, or would
He
that
did
be
not
something-
have any other employees.
Okay, so
Although,
just because they left at the same time doesn't mean they necessarily work together. They could just happen to be leaving at the same time.
yes, I suppose we do have to be careful if our hunch that the buildings are connected. Perhaps Miezco never leaves out the entrance we were watching, perhaps he just lives in the apartments attached or something. So we might not
It is
even have
possible.
seen him at all yet. So it's just
Yep.
something to be aware of. Well, I say we can maybe just get a little bit better idea of the layout. Maybe go in, check out the mental health place.
Which one of you is seeking mental health?
I am not seeking mental health. I am perfectly fine with my current state of mind, and the therapist will probably see right through me.
You did say you're good with bombs, though. Maybe you could go to the K-Boom place?
Yeah, but I mean, under what premise? Just be like, I want a job? Like, I don't.
And improve their explosives. You got the knowledge.
I mean, I don't really want to help them improve. I want to keep all my info for myself.
With Bella's check on Upish and Kabag, would it be like too out of my league as like a new business owner to want to go there for consulting?
That's like a gray area. So if you were thinking like at some point you had like long-term desires to maybe get like a partner, a bigger partner status within the company, you might want to have legal counsel, but like you don't even know if there's merit in what he's doing at this point. So it's a little like it's again kind of a gray area. So maybe, but you'd kind of have to kind of weigh that for yourself.
Okay. I guess like at minimum, it'd be less suspicious than going into RJ Fiscal, given that Bella's heard of it. So she's like, it's like RJ Fiscal. I feel like we haven't learned anything about. So like they seem very, very exclusive.
Okay.
I guess that's like my instincts, but I guess would we expect? So the value in going into any of these is either they have some way to make an entrance into the bank. I look at like my notes on K-Boom, or they actually have an entrance into the bank, or not the bank, sorry, into RJ Fiscal. Would the law firm or the Office of Mental Health have a reason for being directly connected into RJ Fiscal?
I mean, they might not be directly connected, but going into one of these places, if we felt like it was safe enough to do so, would get someone inside of this building
Are there?
and be able to look at a vague layout and maybe see if, so like say you go to the therapist, maybe the therapist has like an exit out of the building or something that we don't know about. And
Is there a notion of like air conditioning or anything in this society?
No, that's all magical. So rooms, if any rooms have a form of air conditioning, it's kind of like the floor or the ceiling is kind of producing a cooling effect itself. There's no need for sort of the ductwork like you would have in a traditional air conditioning system.
So perhaps what could be useful there is, as Tess pointed out, if this one of the structures is more deeply implanted into the structure than the others, then we could take the explosives for K-Bloom and use it to blow a back exit out, but we need to know what wall we'd be going out if it came to that. Hopefully we don't have to do that, but in order to
That
know
is
where
a-
we're doing, we would want to know the exact layout, so...
I mean, if someone thinks they have a valid reason to go see this experimental therapist, I don't think it sounds like necessarily a terrible thing just to be like, yeah, I'm looking for some therapy. It gets you inside the building and you can try to see if you notice anything.
I'm sure. I honestly wouldn't even have to act very much at this point. In the last few days, I've been blackmailed. My father has threatened to kick out my brother. I'm basically in shambles. I could try. And I don't know if, in worst case, if I just don't learn anything, I don't learn anything.
And And it's not like you don't necessarily have to go in and be saying, like, hey, I want a therapy session right this second. You can just go in and be like, I'm looking for a new therapist, and I heard you have. I mean, this therapist kind of sounds, well, I don't know if in character. I don't have knowledge religion yet, but therapist sounds like it could be up your alley.
I mean, I think that with your family, you're the only one who could really afford a therapist anyway.
I actually don't know how would that work if I went. Is that like
Yeah,
something
so
that-
that's the rough part. That is part of the reason that like you're not going to find somebody who does mental health stuff on the outer ring. To get out mental health stuff, you either need to prove that you have a mental health problem to somebody, which normally means you're like, we're obligated to go, or B, you have to be wasting EC or trade credit to do that, and that can in and of itself be a like stressful experience.
But would like a first evaluation of that to get certified usually be something that's like free? Or
So this is where I'd like Bella to give me a knowledge local, just to see, or I mean, because I think she's the only one with knowledge local. So yeah, you would be aware. So she could inform you that traditionally, if you think there's something wrong with you, you can go in for like your first like mental health discussion, and they'll evaluate you and determine like your risk to society. And if you are deemed a risk to society, then you'll get like treatment at no charge. If you're not deemed a risk to society, they'll explain to you like, here's what it would cost to help you with the problems you're currently dealing with.
well, if that's the case, I could just say I'm going in for an evaluation, see what I can find inside. Seems relatively low risk. And then, as for the law firm in K-Boom,
Go tell your mom and dad you have an unhealthy obsession with your bestie, and maybe they'll pay for it for you.
ignore that one. How are you getting into K-Boom, if at all? Are we just leaving that as an open?
I don't know if I have a solid enough reason to just walk into a random place that deals with explosives and be like, I'd have to be asking for like a job or something, but I already have a job. And I don't really want to work for them, so then if they're like, yeah, we'll give you a job, then I'm like, oh wait, never mind, I don't want to work for you.
Well then, at minimum, I
think of
guess
the new techniques you could learn.
At minimum, just try and scope them out, I guess, just so we can get an idea of what might be inside of the layout. But if no one has any further strategizing, I guess I'll go and try and check out the mental health clinic.
Okay. Then here we go. I need to see how best I can do this, because you guys are going to get some details here. So let me move you to the map, and let's see what happens when I do that first. Okay, why is it dark?
What's this blue screen that showed up? Oh, Windows has a memory leak and dump and needs to restart.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was like, why is your machine crashing, but for some reason you're still on Zoom? What the fuck is going on? You got me now. Just trying to
Screen
make
of
the
death
GM.
has evolved into 2020 mode where it crashes but doesn't even crash.
So let me move you guys to token layer so you can kind of see things. Okay. And let me make one of you share one of your views with the world. Testing something. I should have done a little more of this testing at another point, but I didn't think about it till now. Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to change your tabs.
This one.
Just go to the camera. Okay, camera. Why are you not able? Oh, did I not give you sight? No, you have vision. Hang on, let me pick you up and move you. There we go. Okay. If you can't see, pick up your mini and move it a step. And you should gain view of the whole area. Are you seeing it?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to move, since you are going in, I'm going to move you into the building through the front entrance.
Okay.
And I am going to remove the roof of the building. One and wait, how is the other? Oh, the other one's on the map layer, right? Oh, not the carpet. Don't move the carpet. You're not trying to move that. Okay.
Trapdoor.
So
Always.
I am gonna move. I'll move all of you in for now, so you can see the front area. Yeah, so Lynn, you step into the office and you see behind the counter a guard seated behind a desk. He's got a shiny suit of breastplate on and these kind of like goggles on. And he looks over at you, give you his little picture here, and he says, "Hello."
Hello. Is it sir?
Yes, it is. It is a gentleman.
Hello, sir. I was recommended to an individual here by the name of Glenraw, mental health consulting.
Yeah. Do you know where you're going?
No, I've never been here before.
All right, so you're gonna go through the door on the right here. He gestures, and as he gestures, give me a perception.
Sure.
Okay. You'll notice that there's a door to the right of him. So you go through that door down the hall, and it'll be the first door.
Right from my point of view, or his?
Right from his point of view. Left, I guess, left from yours. But he's motioning with his right hand. So you go right through there, go down the hall, first door on your right, and you'll be in their office. Just let them know what you're there for.
Very good.
And I'll kind of like start walking in there, and I'll just be
like, it was a long walk here. Do you have any facilities?
They usually have them in their own offices.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And I'll just continue through the door.
Okay. Yeah, so you head into the hallway, and in this hallway, it's a little hard to see. I was hoping it would be a little better. There is a door here to your left, and as you go a little ways down the hallway, there is a door here to your right.
I'll just make a mental note of the layout. So there's something here.
Yep.
But then going along, no other doors in this hallway.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, you can pass into the first door on the right, and sure enough, in here, hold on, somebody is missing because they're on the GM layer. Because if they're on the token layer, they come through the roof. You will see a human woman seated here in the chair.
Just gonna ask before I go in, any blue cameras or anything in the hallway?
Yeah, give me a perception check in the hallway.
Probably might be just taking 10 on these.
Okay.
Just to, I just want to look for any really obvious cameras.
Yeah, even still, no cameras seem to be in the hallway.
Okay. I don't see anything. I'm just gonna very sort of quickly just try and put my ear close to the door, but I don't want to touch it or anything or set it off.
No problem.
If there's an alarm. Just to see if I hear anything in that room that I walk by.
Give me a perception. Yeah, you can hear like just the very faintest sound of like, you know, maybe a seat's moving across the ground or something like that, but it's otherwise very quiet in there.
Then I continue into the corner.
Okay. Yeah, so when you go in, you are greeted by a friendly, young-looking woman. Hello. What can I do for you?
I guess I don't actually know. I've never done this before. People say that this helps.
So this is your first time. You're looking for an evaluation.
Yeah, if that is what they call it, yes.
I'll need your name, please.
Lynn.
And last name?
Decrease.
Thank you. If you'll have a seat, I will notify Glenra.
Kind of like look across the chairs and.
Where do people usually sit?
Any of the seats are fine.
Guess I will go.
Let's go, I guess, to this wall. Probably the most useful.
Okay. So from there, you'll notice that there is a door here and a door here. Wenda will move over to this door for a moment. Close the door behind her for a moment. And then come almost immediately back out. She'll be with you in a moment.
Very good. You know, I actually not quite comfortable sitting right now. Can I just walk about? Is that okay?
Sure, whatever makes you feel comfortable.
I'm just gonna like try and sort of not urgently walk anywhere, but at some point I just want to get over by that door and kind of just lean up against the wall for a moment, just kind of catching my breath and see if I can hear anything in there either.
Which door?
I'll just move to where right over here.
Okay.
So just kind of like leaning against the wall there for a sec and just trying to listen in that door.
Yeah, no problem. Give me a perception.
Nope.
F doesn't take long though before you are greeted by Glenra, and she invites you in.
Invites me through the door over there?
Yeah, and invites you through the opposite door.
Okay. I'll walk over there. You can move me just so I don't break.
I will move you inside. Oh, hello to you. How are you?
As well as it can be in these time and age, I suppose. Are you Glenra?
I am indeed. Why don't you take a seat? I saw you, I know you were pacing out there, but perhaps a little time in a seat and kind of letting your problems go might help.
Okay, fine.
And I'll just go and I'll sit here, I guess.
Okay. Behind her, there is a door. In case it isn't clear, these are bookshelves that I've faced backwards because for some reason, literally every time I put a bookshelf on my map, I put it in backwards.
Okay, so there's a door here.
There's a door there, yep.
Interesting. And that is the only door I see?
Yes. Now, Jocelyn, what seems to be troubling you?
Oh, if there's just one thing, that would be much simpler, I suppose. But there's been a lot of developments in my life lately. I find myself doubting my capabilities, I guess.
Well, we all experience doubt in our lives.
It's not just doubt, though. I sometimes feel like, how do I know what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to do? I know it's a very general question, but I just can't stop thinking about it lately.
Well, we all face that problem from time to time. It is a rough internal struggle that we deal with as we move throughout life, and it can be hard to find those kinds of answers. Do you find that these struggles make it difficult for you to get through the day?
I can internalize quite a bit, but it gets to a point where my father is constantly in opposition with my brother. I'm starting a business that I don't know if I'm actually cut out for it. I just fallen into a weird group of friends as of late, but
Are
they
your
feel
friends, do your friends feel dangerous to you?
no, they it's just a roller coaster. Let's just leave it at that, I guess. But they don't threaten me, no.
Are you worried about doing something wrong to your friends?
I don't think so. I don't know though, actually. I haven't really ever had many friends before. My family is very from the inner district, and some of my friends I've met. I don't like hanging out with the nobles as much. I actually like the outer district more than the inner district, and I feel at times that puts me at a bit of a dual personality. I don't really know who I am anymore, if that makes sense.
I understand what you mean. It's a very common problem that some people have. Some, especially among younger people, it is much more difficult to find that you associate well with people of the aristocracy. There's a sort of that transition that we all have to deal with as we move from our childishness into the ways of adult life. Now, I personally don't think that that's necessarily a negative thing. I think that there is something to be appreciated in your desire not to leave behind your childhood. But we all must, unfortunately, and in some ways fortunately, move on. Perhaps, let's discuss this a little bit further, and maybe we can delve into something.
Okay.
And the two of you can have a conversation for about the next 20 minutes back and forth about the goings on in your life and how you're feeling and some of the insights she has into things. But really, a large part of what she's doing is just trying to get enough information to build a good picture of who you are as a person. And by the end of it, she will say, well, I don't see you as being any sort of harm to yourself or anyone else. So if perhaps you'd like to continue, we can. I try to keep things as affordable as possible. But there is still a cost that needs to happen. So I typically charge about 2 EC per cycle. I think that's a very fair rate. A cycle is essentially a month. They are referring to the lunar cycle.
Mm-hmm. That's. I will think on it. I'm still not sure how comfortable I feel with this whole thing. I may need to take a night just to process it, but I can just take a card or something, or come back and let you know.
Yes, just come back and make an appointment with Wenda, and she'll be happy to help you out.
This wasn't as stressful as I thought it would be.
We try to be as welcoming and as helpful as we can.
Well, thank you. This was quite helpful, and I'll kind of like stand up, and then I'll kind of be like, out of curiosity, there's a cute boy invited me back into the apartments. Does that go there, or do I need
You'll
to
have
walk
to
all the way
wander around the block.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just double checking.
Give me a bluff with that as well.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Good.
No, just go back out. Nothing fancy. Back out where I came.
Yep. Yeah, so I'll bring you back out. So yeah, that's some info that all of you have acquired about the inner workings. The guard will, of course, just kind of nod to you as you leave out.
So yeah, I'll share the layout as immediately as I can with you guys. Expressing that it sounds like those don't connect to the apartments in that wing, but I also didn't see anything. There's a room I didn't go into that could have been RJ Fiscal. But actually, from what we've heard of RJ Fiscal, I don't know if it'd be accurate for me to have like an idea of the layout, but that's kind of a small square there. So I guess it could have been there, but
I did not properly lighting disconnect that door. It's annoying. Oh well.
I guess so. I saw.
Hold on, before you go on, are we all back at Cresthaven Hall, or are we doing this?
I don't know. Where are you doing it?
yeah, I'd assume you guys were just, unless you guys all came with me.
Well,
Okay, I thought you
think
were
it'd be-
just talking to yourself to try and figure out your thoughts before you came talk to us.
No.
No, I would assume we're all back at Cresthaven Hall talking.
Okay, yeah, I just
as
want to
we
make sure we're
wouldn't
not
have
like
gone-
talking in the.
No, yeah.
There'd be no reason for us to all have gone to like
Yeah, I
this
just wanna-
area.
Not unless you wanted to,
either.
or if others of you wanted to visit other things there.
Nope.
I don't
think-
feel like I have a solid enough reason to go into this other.
Yeah, as a
business.
general, I think we're trying to avoid being seen all together randomly, just walking together.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
weird.
So, if it's helpful though, the clinic that I was in the northern side of the building. That's what aligns with the shop that we haven't been able to get any information on. So if that shop did connect into something, it would have connected right into that clinic. So I think if anything, it's more likely that one of the southern buildings, which would be the security firm or the condominiums, connects more into the wing where RJ Fiscal is. So I just looking at the layout, that is, I could be wrong, of course. There could be like a hallway that goes down from the shop or something. But that would be my guess. I guess my first instincts.
Did you see any cameras?
I didn't. I looked for them. I didn't see any.
Well, we do know that there's a door that connects somewhere into there, so if you didn't see a likely one, then hopefully it's on the more southern end.
There was one door that I wasn't able to get into, but
would it be a door that would potentially like positioned where it would back onto the larger building? Because we know that Dracus found that locked door that appeared like it went directly into this building.
yeah, I didn't see anything on that side of the building. The two doors that I saw, one would have gone to the north, like almost out of the building, and another also went to the north, but that was right when I walked in. And just from the layout of the hallway, it wasn't very big. It would have been in the northwest corner, though.
Yeah, so theoretically in any of those areas, they will not be connecting to the door that Dracus saw. So
Right.
we can at least have the thought process that if we're able to unlock that door and we go through it, it's probably going to lead us into the southern part of this building somewhere.
Okay,
Exactly.
so just a quick note, because I think there's a bit of misunderstanding here. In the main room when you first walk in, there is a door on the left side and a door on the right side.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just making sure that was aware.
Yeah, so theoretically, so he went to the door on the guard's right, his left, and that went to the north side of the building.
Correct.
So then the left side probably goes to the southern end of the building, and theoretically, hopefully, somewhere working back through all of that, there is then the door that then goes into the part that was connected to the condos.
Okay.
Theoretically.
I'm just checking to make sure that I had explained the center room the first room properly.
Yep. No, that's what I was referring to, is like the other wing of the building.
Okay.
I guess I was in the northern wing, and there's the southern wing we just don't know.
Got
But
it.
we're trying to figure out what pieces are in the northern wing. So
you only saw only the mental health office was in the wing you went in?
like
Well,
I
there's
said,
something else, but we don't know what it is, and he couldn't hear much.
I
There
heard
wasn't
a
plaques
chair
on the door.
scuffling is all I heard.
So
No
I mean,
plaques on the door or anything? Nameplates?
I don't think I saw any nameplates in the hallway.
No
right?
nameplates in the hallway.
But as I said, it's the hallway went very far to the northwest. So whatever fits in there, it would have been smaller than the clinic that I was in even. And we seem to be under the impression that RJ Fiscal is quite large, yes?
Wait, you said
I mean, who knows?
you said that the therapist also had an assistant, so that other door could have been for the assistant, maybe?
Well, her assistant had a desk area that she sat in, and then I went into another door to actually see the therapist. And then there's the hallway that divided the therapist, or sorry, the secretary's room. It was quite a long hallway. It would be very weird if they were the same business.
Gotcha.
I would assume it's one of the others, but what I heard through the door wasn't enough to glean what that could have been. But they were moving chairs around.
Did you set up repeat visits, or was that a one-time only?
She did say that she would continue to see me, but I would have to get funding for my parents. I'm kind of broke right now.
You might want to ask them about that. It will be less sketchy if you continue your appointments.
Yes, I was thinking if you went for a follow-up tomorrow, or I don't know how hot it would be for how quickly you go back. If you went the wrong way and you just simply lost your way and maybe accidentally just open the door to RJ Fiscal so you can get a view of it. And then obviously once you open it, you can see it and then just be like, oh, sorry, wrong room. And then I think that's reasonable. It's your first time there. Just went the wrong way. Just to see that other way that you didn't see. It's possible. Unless
That's
you
true.
think it's too risky.
There's a guard that sits there, but I mean,
Did he was it very strict, or could you just walk if it looked like you knew where you were going? Would he question you?
I mean, the first thing he did when I walked in was immediately engage with me, so he seems to be quite good at his job.
So
if he recognizes
theoretically,
you,
I was gonna say, theoretically, you could open the door to the place in the hallway, so we could figure out what the other room maybe on the north side is, but I'm not sure if that information is also I don't know, that dire to get, and yeah, I don't know if it would be weird to come back a day later or not.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. It seems like all the businesses are attached to hallways, and if I did try and even just for a moment open the door to the south, the guard would probably immediately stop me before I could even see anything useful anyways, because it would probably just be another hallway. Because we know that there's at least 1, 2, 3. We know that there's at least Upichin Kabag, K-Boom, and RJ Fiscal in there. So
can you can we scroll some parchment on the paper? Can you draw this on our map so we can?
Yeah.
Because I don't think any of us could see what you were
I
seeing.
will actually give you guys a different map to draw on.
Okay.
There you go.
So I walked in. Here's kind of the entryway. There's the doors to the north, the doors to the south, and then here's where the guard sits, right there.
Hmm.
So then I went through a bit of a hallway that I said went up and then up like that. So the door that I listened through was here, and as I said, it's so just from this building's rectangular, so it'd be something like that, I suppose. But then there was also a door that went through here, and then I went into here where there was oh wait, no, the door, there was a door up here, but then actually I think it stops like this. So there's some room that I actually couldn't see into. And then I believe I entered into here. And then there's a door here, and then there's a door up here. So let me actually make it clear what I...
So where's the therapist office? This one here?
Yeah. The therapist was over in this room here. So let me just label stuff quick.
Hmm.
So this was the therapist. I can just use a letter. It's not black. Probably good. So there's therapist, and then we had assistant. We had guard. Then we had unknown chair moving. I'll just put. And then also whatever this little room is also unknown. So
Wait, so how did you get to the therapist? You went in here, through here, and then what? Where's the door?
This wall here doesn't exist. It's just
Oh,
like
this one doesn't
drawing
exist?
squares.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
just draw like black to make that clear.
And then in the therapist room, are there any doors besides the one you came in through?
There was one in the
behind her,
north
right? Yeah.
that was like up here, but
Excellent.
And you didn't see anyone come in and out of that one, right?
no, I was in there for 40 minutes or so, 30 minutes or so, and didn't see it move at all or anything.
I look to Tess and everyone else. Can we use our memory of the building to try and fill in the missing pieces so we can kind of get a rough layout of what everything else is? So, like, I remember this side was the condo area and the security thing. Like, do you want to just draw that so we kind of have like a layout we can work off of?
Yeah, so that bigger building butts up like right over here, right?
Draw it
Think
if you
all
want.
my things in black, so
Yeah, you may want to move it to more of a. I'll make the background grayscale. That way it's a little better.
well, I'm just my theoretical knowledge
There you go.
from what we've
There
seen
you
on
go.
the outside of the building, right? Was that the bigger building was sort of like kind of like butted up.
No, draw it with like the draw tool, just so we
I know,
can like.
but I want to like make sure before I draw that.
Oh,
It was a
okay.
big, long, rectangular building that was up against the back of the other building.
So it's like sort of like this, right?
I mean, whatever your memory allows you to retain.
Well, I just looking at the picture, it's just confusing to.
Mhm. It's okay.
But yeah.
It's kind of deliberate. Like this is the rough part of trying to map together like one person's memories and another person's memories, and then trying to like put them together.
But
If if it feels like you're over misremembering, I will like steer you back to like, hey, I think you're off here.
I think it's definitely bigger than what
It is bigger than what
yeah.
Dan put.
Yeah, we're
So
trying
there's
to
something
use
like
the
that.
scale you said. Yeah, I think that makes sense. That looks like it's right to me.
theoretically we think there is some sort
And there were 2 doors, right? Or was there 3?
There are 3 doors on that building.
Yeah, 3 doors.
So that's what I was saying. Up here is where that shop we haven't been able to get into is, right? And so if that shop did connect into something back here, right, it would be, you would expect whatever connects into RJ Fiscal would be down here, which seemed more likely to be the condominiums or the security firm.
If I remember correctly, can someone drawing the doors.
Yeah, there's a
s-
door somewhere. We know that there's a
So,
door
yeah, that-
somewhere in here that we believe leads into this building. So I'm just theoretically drawing it right there. We don't actually know where
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
the door is, but
Well, it definitely wasn't here because Dan only saw one door in there, so it has to be to this
Well,
area.
It's I. What it was this in the north up here? So was this a there? I saw a door and there was like a wall.
And there was
right?
a wall there. Yep.
So I don't know what that could be. That could it could be just storage. It could be she seemed I guess like I'm not very good at reading people, but I mean when I tried to ask if she has a way to get to the condominiums, she seemed to suggest that I have to walk all the way around,
Yeah,
which
I would
makes me
it'd
think
be-
that that's not connected.
I think that would be odd for her private room to lead to like a hallway to another building. It seems weird.
Yeah,
I would think that must be a closet or a storage or something.
Could be a bathroom.
Bathroom, yeah. I think it's a closed area. I don't think it connects.
and
It's a reasonable.
And my suspicion is also that this one here is probably also like a closet. It would be very weird, like, as you said, for a business to be within a business, because this assistant seemed to only work for the therapist. Although I guess I didn't ask. Maybe that assistant manages multiple businesses. In which case, then that could have also been a business as well. But I don't know how likely that would be.
If
This-
this building
Sorry.
is this much is smaller than all of this, then more than likely RJ Fiscal would be over on this side somewhere
I think so, yeah.
because it
Do
would
we-
take up more space because it's more important, you know.
Maybe.
My skill is definitely off because I think this might have been further north, but these rooms are much longer than this room is, so I think this is supposed to be pushed up at least another square or so.
Yeah, I mean, we just need a rough idea. This here was a hallway, right? From this door. This is a closed.
There is a
There's
hallway that has a place where you can go up some stairs off to the side of the hallway.
So something like maybe like this, and then the hallway I think was to the north. Like
The
this,
hallway
coming up.
is all the way.
yeah, it goes all the way to the door.
Oh, it
because
does it go all the way?
It does go all the way to the-
door
yep.
that Dracus went into, and because this is the door into the condos, basically, is what it was. So
Yeah.
he walked down, saw that there was a door that connected over here, and then he could turn and go up some
The
stairs.
the stairs are like right here, right?
The
but this
stairs are
one-
like right there. Yeah, they're not quite that large. They're like
And then Drekus, you remember? Was there doors south on this side?
No, I didn't see any other doors, just the stairs and then the hall.
Really?
I
Okay.
thought there was the door to the guard room, is what I thought was also.
Yeah, I
there.
thought
In
there
the
was a door
hall?
here. Yeah, I thought
That's
so.
what I thought.
give me an
Let me go
insight
in.
check
Ooh,
or an intel check.
Well,
To all of us.
No,
Did
this
you-
is specifically for Dracus because he's the one who was in there.
I did tell them, so they might not.
Okay. The game is very much so in your favor, so you do remember there being a door. Right. Oh, let me get the right tool here. You do remember there being a door, like right here.
Now that you mention it, I think there was a door like right here.
I thought so. So, and we have been in the guard room, right? Someone went in there. Did you go
Dracus went in there.
Well, do you remember the layout of that room?
Not at all.
Okay. Do you remember what happened when you went in there? Was it odd that you went in there? Did you go in there looking for a job? I don't remember what you did in there.
When I went in there were a lot of other people in there either looking for jobs or waiting to be placed for jobs. I remember there was a receptionist.
So, with what we have right now, are we good to do this or no? Because we have no idea the layout of RJ Fiscal right now. I don't know if there's a way to get any more than what we have.
I mean,
short of me literally walking into doors, which
yeah.
will be very suspicious if,
All right, so are we ready to design a game plan using this blueprint here? And I motion to the paper. Are we coming in? It looks like we're coming in through here, trying to go through here. and
Well-
assuming this is RJ Fiscal, or are we? Is
Well,
that smart to do that way because we're doing it next to a 24/7 security firm that's right south of there?
Well, when Dracus got in, right, he someone held the door open for him. We can't exactly do that in the middle of the night with our resistance garb on.
This door here, the first door, you got in with someone opening it?
Yes.
Oh.
It's normally locked.
Oh.
So the
okay.
security firm we know is 24 hours, but then we have to sneak through a security firm.
Hold on, let me just write that here. Locked. Did you try any other doors? The security firm we know is open, but
This one's also locked.
did you try the north room one?
That one's also locked.
That's
You
the
tried
shop
that as well?
that was locked, and so
Yeah, this one's locked,
really weird.
and this
looked
one's
like he
locked.
Was like trying to.
Oh, I can't copy and paste? Okay.
Nope. I don't know why I won't let you do that with text, but
Yeah, it's okay. Alright, so we know these. What about this? Did you try the southern door? You must have to get in there, right? So we know that's open. Okay.
All right, so I mean, I might want to check out this door and see if it's something that I could potentially pick.
Are you going to test that? Are you worried anyone would notice you doing that?
Well, so I mean, just looking at it, I could see
Oh, you could tell?
probably it. Well, I could probably see like if it's like super complex or something that I'd have a ton of issue. So that's something that I'd like to do is just kind of look at what the lock might be.
sure, we can say that you've done that. Go ahead and give me a perception check on it. There is a slight penalty because you're not actually trying to work with it, obviously. But go ahead and give me a perception, and I'll let you know like what you can get from basic sight. Yeah, so you know from that 23, you guys are rolling real sharp today. You'll know that is a, I always forget the lock levels, so give me a sec, I'll get you the lock quality.
We're getting all these good rolls out before the event.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get destroyed in this combat.
Yeah.
We're just gonna be
Everyone
every single
dies.
Yep, just instant misses for all of us. Steve will start getting the huge rolls.
I'll start cackling maniacally in the background. Yeah, this is an average quality lock.
Was that
Okay.
DC 20?
25.
25? Oh, shit.
25.
Can you take 10 and pass that? Probably not, right?
Let's
Oh,
see.
you only think you can take 10 on lockpicks?
No, you can take 10 on anything. It's just has to
I
be
thought you
no-
could take 10 on things you could fuck up. Or does that take 20?
You can't take 10 when in combat.
I only have a +6, though it's being
So no, you can't.
modified by encumbrance or maybe my armor check.
Your armor check penalty will affect it.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't wear your armor. Or I guess you might have to. Yeah.
Well, no, it's apparently encumbrance because I just turned off my armor and it's still the 6. So
Distractions or threats also make it impossible for a character to take 10. And I would say that like potentially being found out would be a threat.
So that will be. Do you have tools to assist you to improve your chance to do this, or is it impossible leaving?
I have common tools.
Perhaps the resistance can
common
get you
pieces.
masterwork these tools? If such a thing exists. I don't know if it would help you. I don't know if it's like an extra +1 or something.
It's a +2 for masterwork tools. That's something you'd want to ask about?
Yeah.
Okay. They will loan you a set of Masterwork Thieves tools for such a mission if you explain the details of what you're planning to do.
All right, I do.
Do we have a plan B in case you jam the lock and can't open it?
Do we remember if there were any cameras nearby? Near that side? Probably yes.
It's in the open, so probably. We can't see all those cameras out in the open. I think it's safe to assume we're going to be caught on camera at any point when we're traversing the outside of the area.
I was just thinking if we could mill around until someone's coming out again, but there's no telling how long that could take.
Yeah, especially if we're all in our getup by then. We have to move fast, because I think once someone notices on the camera seeing all these people in these outfits running around, we're going to draw attention to ourselves, so we got to be quick.
if you, as you're discussing this, once again, a familiar face will come over. For the competition, it's important to know not to suit up too early. Perhaps you should suit up once you start the game, as opposed to suiting up before you join the game. And you should leave your suit behind as you're exiting the game, as opposed to taking it off when you get back home. But it depends on circumstances as far as taking it off is concerned. Perhaps if things are in dire enough straits, you might want to wear the suit home. Say if you lost, and you might want to wear the suit home and not be around the winners who might be being rather pompous at the time.
Isn't it very risky to leave our possessions behind? Isn't there magics to scry on individuals if you have their objects?
To leave your clothing on. To leave your suit on.
You said we should leave our outfits behind when we leave the place. Wouldn't that be dangerous?
You would... No. You would take off your suits before you go.
He's not saying drop on the ground, John. Just like put them in your backpack.
Oh.
Like take off the disguise. So that we're not running around in the streets with our disguise on.
Like leave them behind. Like it did.
It sounded like he was saying like drop them on the floor and run or something.
Yeah, I was like, that's odd advice.
Well, I mean, he's trying to do this as coded as possible.
Well,
So-
yeah, I think it makes sense. My character didn't understand, but maybe I didn't understand either.
Just a point of note. This is going to be a rather complex game, and I'd like to see you guys perform well. I have a lot riding on you.
Hmm. I don't know. Isn't it just simple deduction when you see a bunch of people running out or walking out? I don't know. I feel like being masked throughout the whole process.
You assume that the watchers of this game are always paying attention to what the losers are doing, or that they even necessarily know who the winners are until the game is over. Some people aren't even sure who the winners are until long after the game is over. Some people even assume they know who the winners are long before the game has even been concluded and the score has been tallied.
Sounds very election-based.
I just feel very hesitant to be walking out there with my face revealed. I have a feeling once we get in there, they're going to be tripping some silent alarms or calling for help, and we're going to be needing making an escape fairly quickly. And I don't know.
I thought, to my understanding, Dracomir, were you saying that we should already be out of disguise before we leave the game, or are you saying get out of?
I would say that the outcome of the game might determine it, right? If you have in fact won the game, then it is probably best to return to your normal clothes so you can celebrate as you'd like to. However, if you have pompous winners or winners who are rather problematic, you might want to save the disrobing until you get back to your private place. That way you can slip out faster and not be as noticed.
Yeah, so I think plan A is we go in, rob the place undetected somehow, then yes, slip out in our normal clothes for sure. But if we are detected, I think yes, we should leave in our disguises, and we should also, as Tess mentioned, find a site for switching, like a hall, alleyway or something where there's not
We
any
do
cameras.
know if it's safe and we feel like we're safe, we do know that hallway that sorry, I'll just mark this hallway right here. We do know there's no cameras in this hallway, and there are no cameras on the first part of these stairs. It wasn't until he got to the next floor and then like looked.
Your volume's weird. Can you move your mic up, I think? Sorry.
Is that better?
Yeah.
That's way better.
Yeah, sorry. So I was just saying we know that there's no cameras in this hallway, and there are no cameras on the first part of this stairs. It wasn't until he got like presumably to like up to the next hallway and was like looking left and right, and he saw cameras at the end of like the halls. But so we do know that this area and like the first part of the stairs don't have cameras.
Yeah, my only worry, I mean, Steve can stop me if I'm thinking too smart. I'm just going to try to think as best I can on this. So my thinking is that's pretty dumb, not dumb, ill-advised, because we saw very few people coming in and going, and it's simple deduction to see like us going in, something happening, and us coming out. It doesn't matter.
This
Big
area,
and
I think there's a decent amount of people coming and going because it leads up to condos. I don't think this part was like super scarce on people. I mean, Dracus got lucky enough that when he walked up to the door, there was immediately someone coming out of it who was nice enough to hold it open for him. So the area going to the
Well, I'm just trying to
condos
think
would
like
be-
an assessor. I would say, do I see anyone in these cameras that don't live in these condos go into here?
Yes.
And we stick out pretty quickly, I think, right? I don't know.
And I guess especially if we're not seen going in.
I think
Exactly.
you're making a bit of an assumption though that might be perhaps flawed. Victors don't necessarily have to worry about people focusing on their failures. They instead merely have to worry about people focusing on their successes. And if they've succeeded well enough, no one is really unhappy with their successes. Perhaps, though, you might also benefit from something to put your mind at ease and make it easier for you to know that there aren't as many threatening things in the world as you might think there are. And he sets a couple of, like, these little vials down in front of you. I should warn you, these are not the kind of things you want to drink all the time, but every once in a while they can provide you just the right amount of a special kind of clarity. And if you want, Tassara, you can give me an alchemy check. Craft alchemy. Ooh, yeah, very good. You immediately notice these to be mage sight potions, or mage sight drugs. They will give you 1d4 times 10 minutes of detect magic. However, they make everything around you dimmer while you are under that effect. But then after that time period, for about an hour, you will be dazzled. So it's important if you're using them to be using them and keeping like an eye on the ramifications it might have. They also do make things mentally for you a little bit more, like they make quick choice a lot more difficult a thing to perform. And there's some limited risk of like, it gives you kind of this different view of the world, this kind of colorful and bright view of the world. And for some people of weak internal fortitude, they find that that pleasure overwhelming and can get kind of stuck wanting to do it again.
Well, I don't know. It's up to you guys if you think the best thing is to walk in that hallway and change in there. Or find a place nearby to change and approach the building already changed.
So,
Well, okay.
with these potions, that would let us see where the cameras actually are. Yes?
If they're magical, yeah. If they have like some sort of magical aura coming off of them, yeah, you'll be able to tell.
Well, yeah, we know that they all are, right?
Yeah, you would see if you have a detect magic going, it would be much easier to perceive any place that there is a sensor. Right now, you could actually find a sensor. They're just very difficult to perceive under normal circumstances during daylight. And obviously also in the evening, I guess, because you're dealing with the opposite. Less sight.
How many potions did he give? One for each?
One for each of you. And they're not potions, I want to make this clear. They are drugs.
Can be addictive.
Yes.
You have been warned.
And they do damage to you when you use them. Some slight amount of damage to some physical or some attribute.
And how heavy are they?
They are these are specifically like in little vials, so they're basically no weight until you start getting tons of them.
Okay.
There's one other thing we should figure out too. How are we going to figure out which one is RJ Fiscal? What if it is one of the ones in the north that was one of the doors that I walked by? Or what if it's down there? Are we just going to go into every single door? Do we have a way to figure out which one it could be?
Well, we clearly know what the other places are, so I think we get in, We look for signs of what is this business. Like, do we see a ton of alchemist stuff around, or like obviously like bomb things and alchemy notes? Like, okay, this isn't it. Do we go into a place and it's like very? I mean, I think we know enough about the Upich and Kabag to know that like if we're seeing paperwork that's very business oriented, or like and only business stuff and really nothing else, that's probably them. I mean, I think we're just gonna have to use some deduction, but yeah, we might have to like go into multiple places if there's no obvious signs on the outside and just sort of
I guess I don't know enough about what this RJ Fiscal does as a financial advising institute, but wouldn't they also have a lot of documents related to businesses, their clients?
probably, but I'm saying we know the other one is only business related stuff. So I feel like that can help us narrow it down. Like as we start going through things, is it like 99% business stuff? If so, it's probably the other office. We also know that office is run by 2 goblins. We might be able to look for goblin-sized stuff, and that might clue us into that this is their office. If we can see, like, we don't know for sure, obviously, who Big M is. They also might be a goblin or small or whatever, but we do know that that one has 2 people working there, and they're both goblins. There might be some sort of signs or tells that an office is run by 2 goblins.
Mhm.
There's just kitten jerky laying strewn about.
Is the chair perfect size for kitten chewer? But I mean, it's hard to get any more clear, like, definitive answers on what RJ Fiscal is going to be without probably poking the bear a little bit too much. So we're going to have to look for signs that it's one of the other places that we know a lot about, and if it is, move on.
To cover our dealings, we were taking something anyway. So shouldn't we go into multiple businesses anyway and not just take things from RJ Fiscal?
True, if we can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I guess the question is from RJ Fiscal, that paperwork we're taking, is that something that they would notice is missing immediately, or is that something that might take weeks for them to need to consult? And
I mean, I think
Could say-
theoretically it would probably take a while for them to notice it's missing if that's all
Disagreed.
because we might want to only take that
that's why.
so
It's
that
one
nobody
piece of-
investigates for weeks.
One piece of paper?
Because our buddy here let us know that they are doing this in secret. So these documents are probably very important, and if they heard of theft, they would probably look for those immediately. Since those are the only thing, one of the things that they're secreting, it's not part of their normal business.
Yeah,
But
it's
if we
true. But
take-
also, we don't
if we-
actually have to take the document. We know that we're just looking for a document with the company's name who's doing the transportation. We don't
Okay,
actually
yeah.
have to take the document if
Yeah, we
like-
just need to look at it.
we just need to look at it and like say I just bring stuff with me to like write. If I have to, I can
Yeah.
write onto another piece of paper all of what seems like the most important information off this document if we can ascertain like this is the document we need. But remember, they said that there was a chance that we might not have time to look through the documents and find the exact right one. We might have to just take a chunk of documents and hope we get the best one. But if we do have the time, yeah, if we can find the document, I can just transcribe out as much of the important information as we think there is and just leave the documents.
I'm pretty sure we discussed that as an option, but we took it off because we figured
Well,
the
because
note
you
would
wanted.
be. Can I finish, Madame? We figured the note would be written in code, and you wouldn't be able to understand it. So we'd need to take it to translate it, or we're not sure if it just has a random
True.
name. We don't know. I think we have to just take a bunch of random stuff.
I guess it depends on whether or not I can decipher the code fast enough. I might be
Sure.
able to do that. I might not be able to do that. I thought you were going to say because you had asked me to like copy the entire thing, and we had deemed that I wouldn't have enough time to do
Because
that.
I think we need to copy the entire thing, because I think it has details of the transportation and stuff that they want to know.
Yeah, I just don't think we have time to copy the entire thing.
Exactly. So that's why I think we have to take it. And I think we're pretty sure the next problem is we're pretty sure it's in the Big M's office. So we can't just randomly take random person X's office stuff and take it. We have to make sure we're in the right office. I don't know if we can identify that. Or we just take everything. Like, we just take as much as we can from every different office. So we could do that as well.
Well, I mean, theoretically, I think there's only going to be 2 offices that would even seem close to each other, and it would be the Goblin's office and possibly RJ's office. I think the other ones are going to be clearly identifiable as not the right office because they're very, like, because we've got the K-Boom, which is, should stand out to me, at least, as being, like, an alchemist area. And then we already ruled out the mental health, so then we're down to RJ's and the goblins that we know of that's there. I mean, there could be rooms that we don't know.
No, I'm talking about, like, actually, let's say we know we're in RJ Fiscal.
Yeah.
We were told Big M's office in RJ Fiscal will have the document we're looking for. So either, I mean, this Sports Druckus's idea and mine, where we should just ransack a bunch of stuff so they don't know what we were after. So we might just have to take a bunch of documents from different offices just to give the illusion of they were just random people stealing stuff. So that they're not on to the fact that we went after this specific document.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea if we're not able to find the document and...
Well, so I thought earlier we were warned against taking a bunch of stuff because that would...
We're warned against taking specific items so that they can locate it.
We don't want to take
documents.
anything.
I don't think they can locate document A54 unless it's like a super unique something. If they try to locate a document, they would just find the nearest paper.
Yeah, the key word that you were warned about is don't take things that are hyper unique. So something where somebody could very clearly be like, I am looking for an item that is exactly like this, and this is what you need to find. You want to find something that, and more specifically, that is also like either of magical nature or is, there's something profound about it that's unlikely that other people will have it. Because otherwise, they'll just get readings from a lot of different people that's like, oh, you know, like, let's say, for example, that you guys stole like you guys stole a handful of gold pieces. Like, they can't locate object 5 gold pieces because everybody's going to ping with 5 gold pieces.
Well, not here, but you could say ECs.
Yeah, but if you took, like, you know, their ornate mithril centerpiece, and they could describe it in great detail, then you could easily locate objects, something like that.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do that for a specific document?
A specific document, you're going to have to know you're going to have to know enough of the details that are on that document that aren't going to lead you in the wrong direction. So, like, the best you could do is say, well, I think they took a document from blah, blah, blah company, but they could get a lot of hits on a lot of things trying to look for you guys. Anybody who has, like, who did work for that company would have a document from blah, blah, blah company. Anybody, like, it gets, like, you have to start narrowing it down to make sure you're not getting false pings against people. You couldn't say, like, a financial document because that could be, like, a pay statement that somebody has, and then suddenly, like, you're knocking down every door in town to find out, like, where this is because you keep finding pay statements. So as long as you, like, start to narrow it, as long as you make sure it's not, like, super precise and unlikely that somebody's going to know enough of the details about it, it's unlikely with a locate object spell that somebody's going to be able to track that thing down.
Also, we could mark them up a little bit so they're not as precise as they remember them. They might not be able to even locate them. If someone had a perfect memory of the document we took, we could scratch it and make it a different document. I don't know. I don't know if that works, but
there is one other thing we didn't really talk about. Say we're getting the papers and the guards come or somebody whose office it is come. Are we running? Are we trying to incapacitate them? Are we killing them?
I would vote against killing, but...
Yeah, they said we shouldn't. I'm just saying, like, If it comes
Yeah,
down
do
to
we
it,
fight or flee?
what are we going to do?
We need to be on the same page. I agree.
Exactly.
If it's 1 or 2, I think we fight. If it's like we think a lot are coming, we need to get out. I think. I don't know. What does everyone else think?
I feel that it would depend on how long it takes us to take them out. So like if like it's a few people but we are able to take them out quickly, I don't think that will be enough noise as to draw the other guards immediately.
I agree. The problem is I don't know if we can assess that in the few seconds we need to make a decision to fight.
Well, you fight for a few
and then we'll
seconds
decide to
or
run.
whatever, and then if it's going bad, you run. That would be what I would say is how you would assess that.
Okay.
First priority, front door or back door?
Back door.
The way we get
Back door leads to the security guard.
well, back
Yeah.
door out where the condo, the hallway, the condo. Like we would run this way. Like we would exit the way we came. I would think this seems the safest way in or out of this place.
I'm saying, in times of trouble, like say we're searching, we
would bust out and try to make our, if this way is impossible, then yeah, we definitely don't want to run through a security firm. I think our only option is to either
also running past the security door.
there's one guard out here, so I think it's either this way. If this way's absolutely no way, I think we go out the front door.
So priority is the
Guard.
hall. Agreed?
I would say
Priority should be back door. Because even if we are next to a security firm, it's not like they can see into this hallway and see that, oh, look, there's like a bunch of people running down this hallway. Like, they would have to even know anything was going on, like, we'd have to make enough noise that they heard something and thought it overly suspicious over and above the normal noise they might hear from people.
Yeah, no, I think you were
coming out of
saying
condos.
we could choose to probably run through here, but we shouldn't.
Oh, yeah, no. That would be bad.
Do we think we have all our bases covered?
I mean, I think
And we're obviously doing this at night, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I think the only other thing we should discuss is like the exacts for how, like, ideally planning to get in. So, like, we could have Dracus go up to the first locked door again, try to do the similar thing where he hopefully, like, he's looking like he's going to meet someone for a date. Hopefully get someone to open the door and let him slip in. Kind of act like he's going off for a little bit. And then once
Well,
it
if we're
seems
planning on
that-
doing this really late at night, are people going to be randomly going in and out of there?
So I mean, I've watched the place a couple of times, and I mean, people leave at all different times.
Okay.
But I mean, pretty much the businesses seemed to mainly clear out at one point because I saw everyone, coming in the morning. Now, I mean, there might be security guards and that sort of thing in there, but as far as actual offices, there is a point that they should be generally empty of people, besides potentially security.
Considering
And
the
I mean,
type
we
of
could-
businesses there.
Yeah,
go
we
ahead.
could spend the time to, watch a couple more nights and see the best time.
Right,
Yeah, if
Clarence?
there's no rush, I would think you would want to watch maybe 1 or 2 nights to see if there's people that come out late at night. But I don't know, it might just be coincidence for 1 or 2 nights. I don't know.
Go ahead, Clarence. You were going to say something?
No, I was going to say, considering the types of businesses there may not even be security inside. They're not really going to be expecting people to break in. Like, it's not like a jewelry store or something like that, I don't know.
Well, so I never saw a guard leave that front area, but he probably went through the back of the building into the guard hall and then out the back.
Yeah. Also, who's drinking the potion and scouting out the cameras? I mean, the substance.
the
Who's
sensors.
drinking the vial?
He mentioned it dazzles you after using it, so I don't know if we want to use it at this point.
Well, we can
Well,
scout it out.
How long
locate
did
all
it
the
last
cameras.
again?
It lasts
4
for...
times 10
Yep.
minutes.
You
So
can scout the
anywhere
cameras
from
in the-
10 minutes to 40 minutes, and then You're
Should
dazzled
be-
for an hour once it's done.
That should be more than enough time to complete our mission, but we don't. I don't know. It's kind of risky.
We don't need to drink it during the mission.
You want to do it beforehand to scout?
Scout the camera location, then mark it on the map. Maybe not. I don't know. But-
The only problem with that is we just wouldn't be able to, like, you could scout out the things. I mean, you already looked and saw that you didn't see anything in this hallway,
Mhm.
and I believe these ones would have to be clearly visible.
I think he's making more of the outside area here, so we could find like blind spots to approach.
Yeah, I mean, you could scout
Right.
out this area, but we already know that there's nothing in here, and then obviously we can't know what's in here until we're in there.
So I mean, dazzled doesn't really seem like it matters a whole lot. So I'm not scared of being dazzled.
I thought it like
That's-
blinds you and stuff. When like if you're trying to
No,
run
it gives
away-
you a -1 to attack rolls
Oh,
and
okay.
perception checks.
Okay. I thought it like blinds you or something.
So I'm not worried about dazzled at all.
But
Just
there's no
-1 to
reason
attack
to
and
go into the mission with it anyway, unless you want to have it active while you're looking through the office.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we absolutely do.
Okay.
I feel we absolutely do want to be seeing.
Yeah, you could just like drink
Magic.
it right as we go in, and then hope that we're able to do everything before it wears off.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a short break? Let everybody take a quick separation, because you guys have been doing a lot of really good thinking, and I know that a lot of thinking can kind of like overwhelm you. So we'll take a few minutes break, and when we come back, maybe you'll have even more ideas. I'll see you
We're
shortly.
going to design our thieves calling card during this break. We're going to leave behind. I'm joking.
And we're back. So, you guys have come up with some pretty good stuff so far. Where do we go from here? Have you guys changed your mind? You're just gonna blow a hole in the wall, bust in, hope you grab the right stuff, and run?
That was the joke I was about to make.
Yeah,
Well,
I like that plan better. Let's go with that.
Break in, split
I-
up,
you
grab a
convinced
bunch
me.
of random shit.
I've always heard the DM makes a suggestion, you should take it. So let's do it.
One of the last things I'm pondering is just the cover up. As we figure it, if we can copy it, then great. But if we have to take it, we will need to take some other things, like we said. There could also be a play that we don't make it look like we were taking documents, that we were just going through documents, and a lot of the documents got damaged because someone was being so recklessly just ripping through stuff. We could almost make it look like the document that we take was just another one of the documents lost in the thieving. That could
Yeah,
be an
like
option.
so I was considering like we all just grab like backpacks full of documents. But then I was like, okay, well that just gives more potential ability to track a specific document out of those documents.
Right. Like what I was thinking was, if someone's just ripping through looking for valuables, maybe we rip up a number of the documents and then make it in some way just make it look like the document we take might have also been destroyed in the wreckage, if that makes sense. I don't know if we could actually set that
yeah.
up or not.
I think that
Well,
makes sense.
so what would worry me about that is that it would make noise that potentially would get guards to investigate.
I mean, we just throw documents around, just like leave drawers open, makes it look like we were looking for valuables and couldn't find it. Threw
Yeah, I mean, I
documents
guess
in.
if we have time, we could
Yeah.
probably do it pretty quietly. If we have time.
Do we think that route is better, or the route of trying to do as little change in RJ fiscals as possible and then steal something from one of the other places?
I mean, I feel that the ideal situation is that the paper's not coded. We could just get the info we need and leave without taking a single thing. I think that would be the ideal situation.
If we only have to take like one document, we still might not want to take anything at all. But if we have to take more than one, then we might have to make it more of a cover up.
I think in general taking something big and drawing attention is good, but it still will just be too weird, I think, if there's just literally just one document missing from RJ Fiscal.
Will they have any reason to think that there's anything missing if it looks like their place is completely undisturbed and the break-in was targeted at someone else?
Why would someone who works at RJ Fiscal not notice a document missing if something was stolen from someone else's office?
I mean, it just depends on how they're storing these documents. Like, what if it's like a filing cabinet with like 100 documents in it? Are they gonna go through and remember every single one of the documents that's in there and like be able to pinpoint like this one document is gone?
I think what I'm hearing with a lot of this is we'll have to go in and make a judgment call, but it's good to have these ideas thought out. So I think if it looks like we could take it subtly, then I think take that subtly and then steal something big is probably our best play. If it's very distinctly organized, like it's literally like the only document in some drawer, then like that missing,
obviously
probably
that
gonna
would
have
be,
to be a much
So maybe we kind of like rank like the order that like we kind of want to go down, like the ideal situation. If that's not possible, what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then I can actually
just kind of plan like exactly so that we all know and don't have to like talk about it a ton when we're actually in the moment.
I think like ideal situation is what we're able to copy the pertinent information on the document, put it back. We could leave RJ Fiscal completely alone, maybe not take anything from anywhere, but if anyone notices us there, like any guard comes or anything, then we're gonna have to steal something to make a reason for us being there, basically.
Not really. I mean, if they catch us, like maybe they caught us before we could steal anything, they'd have no idea what we were trying to steal. We just run.
Yeah, but then it's just like that. You don't think then that's weird? That just
I mean, they can think it's weird, but they'll have no idea what we were there for. If we got what we needed, the information, we didn't take anything, and a guard like comes out, sees us all in mass, and we're just like run, and we just run. Like they have no idea why we were there. We could have been there for 1,000 different reasons. They have no idea. If they can't find anything missing, that's ideal. We don't need to take anything, if that's the case. Unless someone thinks it's not.
Like...
Well, like that's the ideal situation.
Yeah.
So those are my the three. So like if we can copy it, then perfect. If we can't copy it, then it's gonna come down to whether it's like uniquely stored or not.
Yeah.
I think if it's not uniquely stored, we probably have to like just ransack the office and make it look like, it was just people looking for shit. If it is uniquely stored.
Okay, but like so there's no situation where we just look at it and get the information we need.
Oh, that was
I don't
situation
think it's possible.
1.
Yeah, I think it's very unlikely. I think it's going to be we're going to have to randomly pick stuff to take because I don't know if you're going to be able to sort through everything and figure out what's the one we need.
That's at just number 1 though. Any of the things that we don't have to take anything, we'll just put at 1. But these are like the situations that I think could arise though. From what I think those seem like good plans to me.
Okay, well, no. Okay, so what was plan number 2? Like, so if we have to take it, we're taking stuff from random offices.
Yeah,
that can't be tracked.
Yeah.
Or we're taking a bunch of papers from this office.
Yes, please.
I think it'd be less suspect if we can find the document and we just need to take one paper than to take random things from other offices if we can make their office look like it's undisturbed. But that's only in the situation where it feels like it would be really hard for RJ Fiscal to discern the one piece of paper of like 100 that was taken or something like that.
Okay, so if we get in completely unseen and whatnot, we're just taking the one paper? Is that
I disagree because this is a secret document that they're looking at frequently if it's one paper. So if we're taking that one paper, we're ransacking the place.
I literally said though that depending on how it's stored, whether it seems like it
doesn't
is
matter
a
how
secret.
it's stored.
But we don't know that it's that secret that they're looking at it every day.
It's something that they're keeping secret. They're gonna notice it's gone if it's like if trust me, if it's something that they have to like
Yeah.
smuggle and it's a secret document, it's not just gonna be lost around like.
Okay. I think there's some misunderstanding here from John's perspective. That's kind of muddying the opinion here. This isn't like a coded document that like is going back and forth between people. These are accounting records. So imagine, if you will, that one of your clients lost one of their documents. How long would it take before somebody in your company finds out that that client has like suddenly lost one of their accounting documents?
If it was an accounting document that's referenced frequently in a secret operation,
But what have you ever had an accounting, like, do you have one accounting document that you just keep going back to over and over again? Or is it that every time you have a new transaction, you have a new accounting document?
Sure, I don't think we have that information though. We were told it's a specific document.
You were told to get a document that related to that information. To whatever the company is that's transporting these effects.
Right, so I assume we have no idea how to ascertain that with, except for if it's a document saying that it's doing that.
I mean, presumably it would have to be. I don't think they would. I mean, logically, I don't think you would think they're going to send you on a mission where you're not going to know it all.
Personally, if I was like doing secret ass shit and this was like a document,
but this isn't. So this isn't secret ass shit. What they're doing is they're just making sure it's being handled by a specific company that is a secure company. That's what they're doing in this instance, right? This is the same thing as, does every file that you work with in your company come to you encrypted? Like,
no,
you don't have to decrypt.
They would, if it's related to a specific. Okay, yeah. If you're saying it's like they have several records like this, I wasn't under that impression.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where the entity ID won't necessarily be clear, but the details of what's on the log will be clear.
Okay, then I guess it sounds like they won't, it's not a specific document then it's fine.
Sorry, I think I was unclear on that one.
Okay, so plan number 1 then is to attempt to just copy it, assuming we have time. Plan number 2 is just take the document.
Yep.
I mean, I think aren't we taking at least something from somewhere else to make it look like the? I mean, I guess it depends on whether.
So this is plan number 2 is the situation where we're not spotted and they would have no idea for weeks, maybe months, maybe years that it's missing.
Yeah. If no one spots us, and there's no hints that anyone's broken in.
I guess 2 should almost be broken up into we feel detected or not, because if we're not detected at all, if we really feel like we did the cleanest ever, then sure. If we feel like the cameras have already spotted us, though, like we have to go past cameras to even do this in the first place, then I think we want to steal something big, even if we can just take a document subtly. I think we still then want to take something big, just so that's what draws the attention of, like, they know a heist happened here.
Well, so they wouldn't know that a heist had happened until potentially weeks or months or years. That's why we would not need to take anything else and draw attention to that to where they have to look at the cameras. If they don't have a reason to be looking at the cameras, they're probably not going to be looking at the cameras, is what I'm saying.
Also, what's our priority? Is our priority to get the document and get out, or is our priority to be undetected?
I mean, I think both at the same time, kind
right,
of.
But which one holds more priority?
Document and out.
Oh no, I see what you're saying. Like, if we're like, oh, I see the document there, but we're gonna get seen. Do we back out? I don't think we can back out. I think we have to.
I mean, we're in disguises. That'll help us to some extent, and we can try to use stealth to avoid the cameras. But yeah, I mean, we pretty much, like, we got to get that document, or the closest thing we can get to it, or hopefully if we have to grab a bunch of documents and hope that we have the right one.
Yeah, priority is getting the information.
I mean,
obviously we don't want to be seen either, but
the only time I feel like that becomes not the priority is if we find ourselves in a situation where we're over our head and we think people are going to die, and then it's priority for someone to live. But Yeah.
Okay, so if our priority is getting the document, maybe we want to, if we need to grab the document and we're being caught or being seen, maybe we want to burn all the other documents in that pile, set them on fire or something, so that they don't know which document we took.
Yeah, if we think we're 100% seen, I think that might be a good call. That makes it much harder. They'll
Because
search.
these are stone buildings and whatnot, so if fire wouldn't like kill anybody in the connecting.
Well, yeah, we could even just literally just dump it all into like a metal bucket or something and like do the fire in there too, right? You know, we wouldn't have to like set the whole dresser on fire or the, you know.
I'm not a huge fan of that, just because it sounds like you drawing. So it sounds like such a.
I'll be honest,
thing.
we're trying to like speculate on every single thing. I think we should probably go in and see what it's like. We have a lot of ideas, and I think.
Well, okay, but here's the thing: is that we can't debate when the situation is happening. We need to right now determine exactly our priorities so that we all are on the same page of if this happens, we're going to go do this instead.
I think
Without talking about it, just doing it.
I'm disappointed. I like the idea of you guys being the hot bandits.
I think in my personal opinion, like one of the top priorities should make it seem like RJ's was not the intended target. So if you just like burn a huge thing of documents, that kind of doesn't work for that.
I'd also argue like I don't know if we have to have everything complete, like have a good plan, but like the notion that we literally can't talk, like cameras only see stuff. They don't.
So we can talk, but the problem is that we can't spend time talking.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why it's like we have a lot of tentative plans, but like we have enough lined out. I think now we just go in and we have enough that we can sort of communicate.
One other thing.
I disagree.
How many people
we're basically
going
trying
in?
to plan out the entire decision tree, and this could go on in so
How
many
many people
directions.
are going in? Or is everybody going in?
Everybody, yeah. Because there might be fighting.
I mean, in terms of decision stuff, I think, obviously we know our two best case scenarios where we can either copy it or just take the one document and get out completely unseen. But I think if we have to get past that, then it's preferably make it look like someone else was the intended target and take one document, or...
I think we don't complicate that. I don't like this fire stuff. I think we just swap documents out. They have no idea what was taken. If we start firing stuff, I don't know. That sounds like we're causing a ton more trouble.
If we have to do that, though,
I wasn't super sold on the fire idea. It was just a potential.
I think it's second decision is if we're caught, we're looked at, we make it look like everything we were looking for valuables and documents are sprawled out. They have no idea what was taken.
We know there's two businesses on the south side of the building and two on the north. Yes.
Theoretically,
we don't know that for sure.
You can theorize that, but that's not a known variable.
Right. So when we go in, if it's not the therapist's office, then we know we're in. I don't know.
Wait,
I think our ideas were heading to the south. We're going to be in the south side of the building, and the therapist's office is in the north side of the building.
Yeah, we're not going to the therapist's office. We know what that is. We're not going there.
Right. So my thing was, we go in, we split up, go into those two businesses.
Splitting up
check
is probably bad.
The documents in both of those businesses. Hopefully, get what we need and get out.
Yeah, we don't want to split up at all because of potential combat.
Man, I got so excited at the split up idea, though.
Yeah, so in the building, yeah, we do not want to split up.
We can like split up in the room to spread out and search, but then we shouldn't stray too far.
No, one of you can go to each room of the building.
I will go to the security office and start a brawl. I think, yeah. I don't know what else we can plan out. I think we got
but okay, no, like so. I'm still confused.
Go ahead,
the locks, are they like actual like hook locks, or are they like locks made into the door?
They're like locks that are built into the door. So
She'll
it's
know
like
if you want to smash
block and tumbler. So what you're doing is you're basically like inserting the pick to like knock up the tumblers, while turning an object against it, and then you get the first one to lock in place and the next one to lock into place, and so on, until you can finally turn the lock. That's what an average lock is. An average lock is like what's called a stage 2 lock. A stage 1 lock is a lot easier to pick because it's basically just it's only like 2 or 3 of those that you simply knock into place, or a separate locking mechanism. Or it's not stage 1, stage 3. It's 3, 2, 1. And then you get into alternative locking mechanisms.
All right, what else are we thinking about before we do this?
So I was still confused on what you guys were saying you wanted to do for if we are just grabbing the paper in a hurry because we think that we might be getting caught.
If we think we've been seen, we're sprawling everything on the floor, making it confusing what was taken. So if we can, on our way
in
out,
that office, in that specific office with the paper,
in if we're an RJ Fiscal, we
are
tell
we
everyone
going
to
into other rooms
offices.
then because that's taking more time?
Yeah,
because
it's only
if
take a
we're
few
getting
seconds.
caught, we need to be doing it as rushed as possible, right?
For sure, but I think it would be very quick. You just run in, pull the drawer out, pull documents out, and then run out.
Well, these doors inside are probably all locked at night, right? To offices and stuff, they'd all be locked. So it's like I would think like an office would be locked, yeah, at night.
I mean, to the whole office area, but individual people's offices are usually not locked. But I mean, they might be.
Okay.
I can't plan for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's just my concern
We'll
as
have
far
to
as that goes.
reassess if that's the case, but
because that would take more time if I'm trying to pick a bunch of locks as opposed to just the one.
If that's the case, then we have to just do the best we can to make it take other stuff or do something else. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
So in that situation, are we just gonna take are we just gonna start spreading piles of paper out? Because that also was gonna take time to do it stealthily.
I mean, I don't think throwing paper on the floor is that loud. Just be like, I mean, you just throw papers. I don't think it makes that much noise. If we think we've been seen and people are coming anyway, then we don't care about noise at that point. But anyways. I also think we should appoint someone to make decisions. So if we look around and we're like, oh shit, what are we doing? I think someone needs to just make the call, and I don't know who wants to do that.
I'm very intelligent. I nominate myself.
I think whoever can think best on their feet should be the one to just, if we are looking without direction, someone should be able to make the call and we do it.
Well, I'd say Graybloom has the most seniority. He's the one who brought us in.
Yeah, Graybloom, you seem to be having the most thoughts on things, so maybe you make the calls. Any other thoughts we have then before we try this tomorrow night, or are you watching to see if people come in and out of that door for a few nights?
Yeah, we were gonna wait and see if there was a good time.
So, in and out of which door? The office door or the condo?
Well, so yeah, we're gonna want to watch. Somebody's gonna need to watch both doors. Is a thing. I'll watch one. Somebody else can watch the other.
Which other one?
There's the front door and there's the back door.
I thought you watched the front door already for people coming in and out that day.
Yeah.
I mean, we already know the nightly stuff, so I don't think we need to watch the front door. I think we just wanted to see the back door to the condos, like what is the frequency and timing of people coming in and out of like the main condo door.
I think that we need the info from both doors because.
But we already got the info from the front door.
Just one night of it though.
You watched 2 nights.
If we watch the back door, there might be people leaving for a night shift or something at the same time every night. That'll make us getting in a lot easier.
Yep, that's why I think you should do it for 2 nights. I mean, I don't know how long we can waste. I don't know if you want to watch for more nights, but.
All right, so I watched the front door. Do we have a specific time that everyone had left by? no, right?
You don't have a specific no, but you have like a general idea that sometime shortly after night had fallen, people seem to be out of the building, aside from the guard who you've never seen leave.
So then I do have a good idea of the time.
And that first night you were there, yeah. I mean, everybody had come out of the building. Everybody that you knew of had come out of the building. It seemed like the only person based on the count that you have of people from the building. The only thing that you're not certain of is what happens to the guard now that you know that there's a guard in there, because the guard doesn't seem to leave the building.
Oh yeah, sounds good. So I was under the impression that people were leaving at all times of the night, and so that I did not have a specific.
No, some of them leave later than the others, but if you wait past a certain amount of time, like
everyone is out of the building.
Yeah, it's unlikely at high moon that they're all going to still be in the building.
Okay. Yep, sounds perfect then. Yeah, I'll just watch the back door then.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can watch the back door over the next couple of days. I've got to check one thing though, because
I would remind Grey Bloom about. Oh, wait, I don't think I know about your job thing, right? So I think Grey Bloom would know.
You can warn him if you want to warn him. I don't have a problem with that.
I would just mention. I think you mentioned about your quadrant thing, and make sure you're not seen there too often, right? But
well. So then I found out that people's shifts are usually in the same spot for an extended period of time. So
right, I'm just saying if you're seen there multiple days in a row, they might think it's weird that you should. One time is an accident, right? But then if you're there multiple times, it's like because you're supposed to go every day to see your assignment.
Because specifically, when you're assigned to a quadrant, you're there for a while, not just one day, and that's I
should be like I'm mistaken. Okay.
Either way, regardless of which way it actually is and whether or not you're remembering it correctly, you encounter no issues. And during that time, you will notice that there is one person who seems to leave the building much later in the evening, almost at like a specific time of night. The moon is almost at its peak when this person usually leaves, and they're gone for roughly an hour or two, and then they come back. And usually when they come back, they seem a little less aware of what's going on around them.
They look. What do they look like?
They are elven, female. They have long golden hair. It's hard to tell with an elf, but you assume they're probably young-ish for an elf, whatever that turns out to be.
What are they dressed like? Like a guard? Or?
No, they're dressed they're very well dressed. Outside of that, nobody else's like pattern overnight is very consistent. Some people will come, some people will go, but none of them are the same over a couple of nights of watching. But this person is almost like clockwork. You like after the first night of being there, as soon as you see her come down, you're like, huh, this is like almost the moon's in almost the exact same place.
All right, and then I'll check with Lynn and see if that's the guard from the front room, the front door.
Yeah, Lynn will confirm it's definitely not the front guard.
Okay.
If that person's going off and doing drugs or something.
Why do you assume people are doing drugs?
well, I would say it seems pretty clear that they're probably drinking at the tavern.
That's not drugs.
And might that be a time that we might be able to take a key off them? Would that be easier than trying to pick all this?
Why don't we just position?
Just go in with them.
Yeah, why don't we just position like Drakus at the door right when we know she should be coming down fairly soon, as
coming
him
back.
Still. Well, I think we should do it when she's leaving.
No. When she's coming back, because she's drugged, she won't pay any mind to someone slipping in after her.
But if Drakus
when
does the same thing, where he's just acting like he's going in right as she's coming out, and hopefully she'll just like hold the door open for him, then
Why risk it if she's more attentive when we know she comes back drunk? Less people to remember anything.
Yeah, I'd
And
say
it's later in the
definitely
night.
one person, probably Grey Bloom, just runs up behind her and grabs the door in a stealthy manner as he can, and then she goes up to her condo, and then the rest of us come in after.
I mean, would it not be better to just go in when there's one less person in there?
One less person in like how many are in the condos? I don't think it matters. I think it's better when she comes back.
That puts a time limit on it too, though. If it takes us a while in there, we
we're
know
in there for more than an
gonna take us
hour,
out. Yeah, it's not going to take us hours.
Okay,
We
fine,
should be in and out within max and not even an hour. If we're in there for an hour, we're like already way
Yeah, I
too
feel like we've already failed if we're taking that long.
Or we already succeeded because we got a perfect copy of the document.
Or-
We just took our time, got that copy of the document, and strolled on out. I mean,
Yeah,
sounds,
this was so
sounds
much easier.
perfect.
well,
we were so worried.
what time does she, Grey Bloom? What time does she come back? Is it like still the dawn of the night, or is it like reaching the morning? What time?
Yeah, so she leaves like right when the moon is at that middle position, and then she's back.
Yeah, it's some ways before high moon, but it's not like it's late enough that you're pretty close. And then she's back, not but a few hours at most.
Yeah, so we'd sub many hours of before morning. I think it
Think
seems
that's
our
the way
best
in.
way in. Yeah.
Okay.
So the question is, where are we changing in the hallway?
Wait, hold up. I just want to make sure I'm clear. Okay, so we're gonna try and stealthily keep the door open when she comes back drunk.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we just we all come in. We should all be close by, ready to jump in when you hold the door. Whoever's the stealthiest should grab the door, and then the rest
Well,
of us.
one person can go in behind her, wait till she goes upstairs, and then we can just walk in with her.
Sure.
Well,
Well-
going in, if the door is hard to catch, then yes. But we want to do the most subtle thing we can, and just catching the door and not running in after her is probably more subtle than like running into the room after her, right? I think it depends on what the door is like. If the door is like, if catching the door is actually going to be more noticeable than just sneaking in behind her, then fine. Like we'll react to whatever that seems the best.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So what was the info on the door? Like, how did it open? And
I mean, it opened and closed like a door. It has some mechanism that will like slow it slightly, but it does close on its own.
it's like a wooden door, a stone door.
It is a shit. I actually forgot. I believe it's a wood door, if I remember correctly. Hang on. I need to check the map here.
And it was on hinges.
And
did
hold
they
on.
seem to
It
make
is on.
noise?
It is on hinges. It is a metal door, actually.
Okay, and did they seem to make noise?
No, it does not make any noise. It is very well lubricated.
Dave,
Okay.
if I want some paper, ink, and an ink pen.
You have them.
Okay.
You have plenty of access to those things.
Yeah,
so.
I just wanted to make sure, and if not, I wanted to know how much it would cost. But
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, so it's so long as it isn't like some sort of like forcibly closing thing. If Grey Bloom could just hold the door and it's not going to set off an alarm, then I think that's the way to
there's
play it.
nothing that because there's nothing that like if the door is open for too long, it's going to trigger that.
Yeah, okay.
The biggest problem is like if somebody's not close by it, it is going to close on its own. So if you're too slow in catching it, you could miss the door.
Yep.
If you've ever been in that circumstance when you're trying to get into work and you're like rushing for the door and
Yes. So essentially, it sounds like I want to be creeping around behind her stealthily.
Mhm.
Hopefully, because she's drunk, she'll have very huge trouble seeing me. I do have the ability to like hide in the middle of sight with my shit.
Did you want to drink your mage sight to see the cameras to stealth around them, or?
Well, yeah. So I think that I should drink it, or take the drugs before we start the mission.
Should we all, or just one of us?
I don't think we all need them.
Okay.
Yeah, there should probably be at least two of us though. Whoever's best at spotting things besides me. Because I mean, I'm very, very middling at spotting things. I'm not that good.
Yeah, I'm not very good either.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if we can like mechanically. I'm like, I'm okay at it.
20, I'm about a 5.
So you can say like on a scale of 1 to 10, I am a fill in the blank, and then you just multiply by 2.
All right, yeah. So I am a 5, and
On 1 to 10 or 1 to 20?
You would say on a scale of 1 to 10, because no one in the history of anything has ever said on a
Yeah.
scale of 1 to 20.
I'm about a 2.5 on a.
I was like, wait,
I'm a 2.
5 on a 1 to 10 is really good.
I'm a 2.
So
I'm
anyone
about
else
2.5
was
also.
2.5 or better?
I'm 3.
Okay, so it should be at least me and you drinking it or taking it or however it is. Because yeah, just one person might miss things that a second person might not.
And then we're gonna follow your path then, because you would have scoped out the path to avoid cameras, and then we're changing in the hallway to our outfits.
Well, yeah,
Do
it sounded like we should be switching inside. Is what
Do
it
you
sounded
think
like.
that
Suggestion was.
do we think that only 1 to 2, including Gray, should go in at first, just until he gets the door leading into the other door picked? Because that one's locked, so you're gonna have to try to lockpick that one. We can get in the first door by just following this girl, but the second one you're gonna have to lockpick.
Well, so the thing about the second one is that we won't have the whole outside potentially seeing me do it.
Yeah, I'm
the
just
biggest
saying it
door.
would
So
look...
I'm not as worried about trying to. Go
Yeah,
after
it's
that.
just if someone else decides to walk down the stairs of the condo, if there's a huge group of us just standing right there, is that gonna look weird? So I'm saying
I mean,
maybe you go
we
in,
know
you
that
take the
literally
lock.
this girl's like the only girl that goes in and out of that.
No,
time
he
of
said
night.
there was other people going out. They just didn't have constant patterns. This was the one
Yeah,
with
other
constant
people are
patterns.
what the fuck is the term? Inconsistent. But this person is like so consistent you could set your watch by her if
Plan
you know
around,
what time
yeah.
it was.
So this is a consistent person, but there's still inconsistent people that could walk down. So if it's just Gray down there and he hears someone walking down, he can maybe pretend like he's walking up the stairs at the same time until they leave. But if there's a group of 5 of us just standing there, that's gonna be kind of awkward. So I'm saying maybe him, maybe one other person go in until he gets the door unlocked, and then he can come reopen the front door, and that'll sort of be the signal for the rest of us to come.
Well, I think that what we're just doing is that I'm going to place a doorstop or something that holds the door open at the bottom for you guys as I go up and
Okay.
get the second door.
So
And
you'll
you
just
guys
need to,
are just coming in as soon as I mean it's not a super long
Yeah,
stairway.
but then if you're taking your time trying to lockpick the next door and someone comes in or out during that time, is it going to look weird? 5 of us just standing around while you're taking your time.
Well,
picking the lock?
we're going through the condos, right?
We're going
What
through the
she's saying
condo
is, let's say
hallway.
you're picking the door on the other side of the condos, and there are 5 of you standing in the hallway of this condo, and
Right here.
somebody starts coming down the stairs. Is it going to seem weird that there's 5 people hanging out in the ground floor of the condo?
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe you go in, you can prop the door slightly if you want, but then go in by yourself, or have
Tone
one
is bad.
person come with you to sort of be focusing on listening for the stairs to let you know if listening to the stairs and watching the door to signal you if someone's coming. You get the door picked during that time, and then signal the rest of us to come in. So worst case scenario, if someone does come in or comes down the stairs, there's 2 of you, and it'd be easier to fake the 2 of you are heading up or heading out or something like that until this person is gone.
I think it's important to keep an emphasis on time here. It's we're not gonna be in there for even this lock picking thing. Even if he fails 5 times, that's 30 seconds.
So like
Okay,
how?
he just said he was taking his time, so I was just worried about 5 of us
Okay,
standing there while
so
he
let's say
takes his
he
time.
fails like 4 or 5 times. That's 36 seconds. That's not like a massive amount of time where there's a lot of risk. So
Okay.
like, I think what's more risky is if we're not just in there ready to go. It's they're 2 people wearing weird outfits. I don't know if that's going to be something you can just
They
play
wouldn't
off.
have their outfits on yet. They would go in.
We're
probably-
going in with our outfits on.
I thought we
Right.
were going to change into our outfits like in that hallway / like the first part of the stairs. Like literally, we get the door unlocked. Cool. Throw on our outfits real fast and jet in.
I think going in without our outfits is the only time we for sure want to be wearing our outfits, because that's when the cameras on the streets would see the people going into the building. And especially if they see that we tailed somebody in, they're absolutely going to be suspicious of those people.
Then we need a spot to change.
I was about to say, we'll know for sure where the cameras are out there when we use the mage potion.
Exactly, yeah.
Or
Okay,
mage
so you're
rub.
gonna find a blind spot for us to change outside then?
Yeah.
Assuming there is one.
Assuming there is one.
You know that's a no. Yeah.
So are you ready?
Well, okay. So how long does it take for us to change?
You can put on your costumes in about a round, if you're doing really fast, but you cannot respond to anything while you're putting on your costume.
Okay.
Okay. So, how far away am I able to spot this person when they're coming back? Like just at the maximum sight of my dark vision?
Yeah, whatever
Like,
the
where's it
maximum
blocked?
length of. Well, there's some light as well, so you can potentially see them further than that. But when they reach
Okay.
your dark vision, it'll be much easier. But obviously, beyond that, you may see them walking up through some of the streetlights or what have you.
Okay, cool. So I guess right now what I feel the plan is that when we see them starting to come back, as from the maximum distance we can spot them, the 2 of us take the drugs, we look for a blind spot, change, and then I move into position.
Okay.
I place a door stop on door number 1. I guess I would need a second door stop for door number 2, and then you guys come up behind while I'm picking the lock in the condos. Does that sound good to you guys?
I think we almost want to find a blind spot before that, because if we're just all standing around watching and we're not in a blind spot,
Yeah, we need to find a blind
You know,
spot to
okay.
hide first. yeah.
So only 2 of us are taking the drugs, and we have 5 of them total. So somebody can go up, take the drugs a day early,
Yeah. That sounds good.
Find a blind spot.
and find a blind spot.
Okay, that's easy enough to do. So in the morning of the next day, somebody can go out and they can find that the areas directly in front of the door area are very well watched. However, there is a little alley area over here that you can sneak into the back of from multiple directions. Oops, do you see the yellow pinging?
Yep.
And
you marking it?
yeah, then there's
Wrong
multiple ways. There's a south way into the alley and an east way into the alley. And there is no camera that directly keeps track of the south way into the alley.
Okay.
So this seems almost more like a transportation way behind whatever building is there.
Okay, and we can see the lady walking.
So
up
the way I
from-
would the way I would actually do this instead is, well, here I'll put you on the map for a sec, because you guys are actively looking at the location. So down here, there is a lamppost here, which you basically assume is always a scrying sensor, and it's
Oh,
confirmed
that's black
with the
for me,
mage.
so I should move my character.
Oh yeah, let me bring your characters over there. Hang on. I'm so sorry. So if I drag you guys over to here, you can see there is an alley over here, which has no camera at the end of it, no sensor at the end of it, and there is a sensor here. So if you changed here, you could then come up and around, and you would not be seen by the sensor here. And then there are 2 right in front of the building over here. I can't really. At the front end of the building, though, there are 2 lamps that are like right nearby it. so they would very clearly see the front door of the area in front of the front door of the condo.
Okay. So yeah, we will be getting spotted going in. It sounds like almost mandatorily.
Yeah, but ideally there won't be a situation where they're needing to look actively at the.
But that's what I'm saying. If we're for sure getting seen going in, we want to be in disguise.
In disguise. Yep, sounds good.
Okay, so I say we all wait in here disguised, and like we just keep track of
be able
the
to
time.
look out for the girl, or we're just waiting for the time.
I think both. We're keeping
Can
an eye
we
on the
see
time.
her from this angle? Probably not, right?
The building will block some level of your vision, and you will be kind of standing around a camera, a sensor, if you're doing it right there. From back there, you won't be able to see the woman coming to the building. You have too much. You have a giant building blocking your way on both ends of your visibility.
She was just leaving like clockwork, or she was also coming back like clockwork.
She was also coming back relatively like clockwork, but not as consistently.
I would say Grey Bloom. I don't know if you feel like this is too much risk, but you just do your janitor thing, and you have and then you whistle or give us some sort of signal when you see her approaching. We all gear up, go in, and then you change inside. But I don't know.
No, I would not change inside, but I could potentially walk over to the alley and change before she got to the door.
Oh, right. You could do that, yeah.
Or somebody else can follow her in to prop the door.
No, yeah. If Grey Bloom sees her far in advance, he can just waddle, come over here, change, and let us know, and we just go in.
Okay.
Follow her in. I think that works. She's not gonna be sprinting back when he sees her, so he has time to walk fast over to the corner and then.
And just to be clear, the whole way into we have a way to get into this alley without any cameras.
You can come up through the south.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're not walking through a bunch of tunnels.
Okay, so if I come up through the south, I spot her come up through the south, would that be too much time? Before she got to the door.
That is hard to tell because you don't know when you're going to see her. That whole thing is contingent on when you first see her. So if you spot her as she's getting up close to you because maybe something else distracts you, like a guard walks by and you're keeping an eye on him to make sure you have an opportunity, then obviously if she starts walking up, you're going to catch her later than you would otherwise. It's all going to depend on that as part of the timing.
I think you have to just signal us, and one of us have to tail her in and hold the door for the rest of us. Then you can approach through the south.
Well, okay, so I have to be the one going in because I need to get started on picking the lock.
I mean, a
as soon
few
as
minutes
possible.
isn't going to change anything.
So,
to ensure your protection, I think it makes sense. The next stealthy you do a whistle or something. We listen for that. We hear it. I might be the next best stealthy in a burst. I can use my owl aspect, and then I can tail her in and hold the door for you guys.
Okay, yes. So I'll spot her. Okay, so I would be chilling in my hide in plain sight shit.
Yep.
Spot her. Come back around the Safeway to the south. Tell you guys you'd head in while I'm changing, and then I would come up behind you.
Well, you need to give us a signal when you see her, so we don't risk her going in the house by the time you meet up with us.
Well, yes. So
you're gonna give us a whistle. It's a quick little whistle. I don't think anyone's gonna note it. You go, and then we just oh.
I mean, is there a skill attached to this stuff, or
perform maybe? I don't know.
No, I mean you can make a loud noise. The key is everybody else just needs a perception to hear it.
Okay.
Unless anyone can think of anything better.
Well, we want to make a specific noise definitely, so that you guys know that it's so. I don't know. Are there?
Can you make it sound like an owl?
Ooh.
Would an owl
Who
be
can?
potentially common in the city? Would
I
an
mean,
owl be weird in this city?
I mean, how much ability to like make silly voices like that is an aspect of either perform or
Well,
the.
I mean, my character has bluff, so
Yeah, but to bluff intimidate a sound is pretty difficult. In fact, they make it a special gnome trait that you pick up to have you could. So an option actually that you can get is you can get yourself a bird call effectively of a specific type.
okay.
Oh, like a whistle?
Like a whistle, yeah.
Yeah, is that something that the team has?
That's something that they do have, that the Resistance actually has on their on hand. They have quite a bit of things here as you guys start looking for things. So if you think of things you might want or might have ideas for, it is worth asking if they have it, and they will give it to you for missions. The
Do they
goal
have
is try not to
clay?
lose it, huh?
Clay.
Yeah, they have clay.
Do they have body paint?
They have body paint.
All right, I want dark green body paint and clay.
Okay. Yeah, you can have it.
Nice.
As long as you're not
Yeah.
overtaking, they're not going to
No,
stop you if it's going to
I just
help the
wanna
mission.
I want to make myself look more like an orc when I'm on business, so that if my mask gets ripped off or something, I won't look exactly like
Okay.
it.
I have some ranks in disguise, so I can help you put it on if you don't have.
Yeah, I have none.
Okay.
It'll look like a bunch of paint on me.
Sure.
Yeah, I assume Graveland was helping us put our outfits on or whatever.
Yeah. When we need it, we'll roll the disguise checks for that at that time.
Okay.
So.
All
I
right.
think I
So
have it.
I just want to make sure that I take a bird call of a bird that would be potentially in the city.
And you would obviously use it in front of us in the Crest Haven hall, so we know what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it. You probably don't want to do it in the hall. You do it
In the
beneath the.
yeah. Sorry.
So yeah, is there anything else that you guys can think of? Because there's one last thing that I have for all of you.
Well, yeah. So the door stops. Is that something that they have, or is
Yeah,
that
you can
something that...
get something to stop the door. That's fine.
Okay. And so you're gonna need 2 door stops, John. So you probably need to write that on your sheet.
Okay. I'll pick up door stops and I'll write 2.
Do
Anything
they have
else?
Drugs of invisibility.
No, but I am going to talk about the drugs that you are going to get offered to you.
Oh, right.
the-
And who took that one to find the blind spot? Do we need to roll anything about that?
Mhm.
To find this alleyway, someone had to consume one of their mage
Yeah,
sites,
somebody
right?
was using their mage site. So if you,
I'll say I can do it if no one wants to.
Oh, I'll do it. I don't care.
I'm terrible at perception, so I pretty much don't want to
taking
look for
drugs.
anything.
Yeah.
that was
Sure.
pretty much
Yeah.
an auto. I was saying you guys could have easily taken 20 to have
Yeah,
found it.
but
in the
there's the
time.
thing
Oh.
that has the fortitude save, so he's saying who.
Oh yeah, thank you for
went
that
to-
reminder. Yeah, I need a fortitude save from both of you. Thank you for that.
Well, we're
Well,
not
just
doing
one.
that yet. We're just saying for the person who scouted earlier.
That's
They would
what I'm
have had to
saying. They need to give me a
take it.
fortitude save now.
Bam.
Yeah, we're just
Oh,
saying.
no.
And also, they're going to take. Hold on, I have it over here.
Well, I thought only one person was using it to scout.
I thought
Yeah,
you
I
guys
thought
agreed 2
scouting.
were. If it was just 1, then that's fine. But I thought 2 people.
We
were.
I was
two
under
for
the
the mission,
impression-
but yeah.
I
Oh,
was
yeah, we
just
were
a
doing 2
scout.
tonight and 1 for the initial scouting.
Okay.
I thought you were
Right.
just having us roll once for tonight.
Okay. So this will matter because I need each of you to roll me a D2 /R space D2.
Well, I think the scouting would have just been Dracus, and then do you want me and Gray to be doing ours right now before the mission?
I need this damage from before because if somebody rolls a 2, the next day they still have 1 point of wisdom damage. So in this case, if Dracus goes out in the evening or then the previous day to look for things, then if Dracus and Greybloom are looking for the sensors,
I was the
then
only one looking for the sensor. He just rolled because he thought you were doing for both days.
okay. So yeah, so you'll have 1 point of wisdom damage going into this day. And annoyingly, we'll have to deal with your addiction
Oh,
later on.
yeah.
So
Well, good thing we have a couple of extra ones still for him to snack on. Looks like we're going in with 3 people taking them.
In the meantime, they also give you, they will give each of you something called Blackwater. Blackwater is for 3 hours. You get 2d4 temp hit points, and you don't need to consume any food or drink. But then afterwards, you take a pretty significant amount of wisdom damage. They will, among the group, they will give you 1 dose of Dreamtime tea, which can give you an instance of augury. But during the time that you drink it for the first 2d12 minutes, you are unconscious. And then after that, you take some wisdom damage. As a group, they'll also give you 1 dose of Dwarven Fire Ale, which will give you rage for 1d4 rounds, and an hour of cold resist after that. And they will also give you a dose of something called Vigilance, which for 1d3 hours will give you a plus 10 bonus on perception. But after that, you have for 4 hours, you have no dex bonus to AC. And you take some con damage from that as well.
What was the downside to the rage one?
The rage one's downside is that you take con damage as well. You take some amount. And it's 1d4 rounds of rage as per the spell. So it will like put you in a full-on rage. So it will limit what you can do to some degree. They also have some substances called Serpent's Kiss and something called Slaver's Drops, but they feel like what they're giving you now is probably best for your current mission. Yeah. So it sounds like we all have a plan. And so let's see how it all carries out.
Oh, there's no addicted condition.
No.
I was looking through the conditions.
There should be, though.
I don't see one.
I know, because there's
Book
not.
of Vile Darkness.
I need music for this, and I forgot to get it.
Are we planning on using any of these? Like this augury or...
All I can think about is the mage person, the mage site.
So Tess, like, would you be willing to take this perception one? Because I would take it, but the losing dex to my armor class is like my whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, losing my dex to my AC is pretty detrimental as well.
Okay, it's bad for you too.
If things get close to me. I mean, I am ranged, but if things got close to me, that's pretty ouch.
I mean,
because for spotting these things, we're probably going to need the plus 10.
It's like 3 hours of that, and then that's when the 4 hours of the no dex. So it's
it's 1d3 hours.
So like, I don't know how long we'll be in here, but like, I don't really expect us to be in there for more than.
So, all right. So I will take it then, in order to help spot this girl coming up.
Okay. Yeah, because you know roughly within a certain amount of time that she's going to be heading that way. So.
Yeah. So I should like only lose like maybe 20 minutes or so of it at the most.
I'm gonna drink mine too to make sure I hear his call, so I'm ready to do my thing.
Okay. All right. So are we ready to begin?
I think so.
Can I go pee real quick first?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and we'll take 5 minutes of a break, and then when we get back, we will run this come hell or high water shortly. Your extracts?
Yeah, my extracts. When I make my extracts, they're virtually non-detectable as long as I make it and consume it immediately and don't, like, carry it around.
Correct.
Okay. Just wanted to reconfirm that before I do what I'm planning because I didn't want it to be like, oh no, you guys are caught because you just did that.
Yep. Well, we'll see how it goes. So, Grey Bloom, you are keeping an eye out on the path, standing outside waiting. She leaves at the time that she normally does. The moon is high in the air. She steps out of the building and wanders down the roadway. A few hours start to pass, and you can drink your potions. Or potion.
Right,
Give me a roll of a D3.
Well, it would be 2 potions. I'm drinking the detect magic, and I'm drinking.
Well, remember the
the
detect
plus
magic
perception.
is only for minutes. It's 1d4 times 10 minutes.
Okay, it was the other one that was hours. Okay.
Correct. It's just the vigilance that is hours.
Okay, cool. Yes, I will just drink that one.
All right, roll me a D3.
The vigilance, I'm drinking mine as well. 1d3.
Okay, 1d3.
Ugh.
All right. So Grey Bloom, give me a perception check.
Yep, let me add this plus 10 to it real quick.
Okay.
I could've-
So yeah, very, very near to the later end of what you've seen her showing up. You are at about 70% of the end of the first hour. You see her walking up from a pretty good distance away.
All right. Well, I'll continue with the plan of I'm going down to the south way. I'm doing this bird call so that they know to
Get in a
start
position.
getting into positions.
Yeah, we change into our outfits in the blind spot.
Cool.
Once I'm done changing into my outfit, I am going to quickly make and drink an ant hall extract.
Excellent.
Basically, I'm just doing that so I don't take encumbrance penalty on stealth checks. So I'm just gonna basically unclick the encumbrance thing for now.
Yeah, as you do that, you feel your back kind of stiffen up. Like, imagine the back of your body kind of becomes more like the actual physical thorax of an ant.
Oh, that's creepy.
And you kind of feel the burden of what is on your back wear away as your body physically changes.
And just for the record, once he's made the call and I've outfitted up, I'm stealthing out to track her to make sure no one misses her going in the door.
Yep. Give me a perception.
I will do so.
Is that with the plus?
That's with the plus 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can easily spot her as she starts getting in close.
I specifically wanted to stealth out too. I don't know if that mattered, but
I'm giving you. I wanted to see when you first see her, and then we can
Okay.
follow up with the stealth.
right now you want me to do it, or
Yeah, give me the stealth because you're going to be kind of following up as she gets close.
and as previously stated, I aspect of the owl. Once I'm outfitted and everything, so this is
Yep.
with my aspect of the owl.
Okay.
I'm an owl.
Very
I'm
good.
very stealthy.
Well, you're not actually an owl. You just look a little like
yeah,
an
I have. Right.
owl. Yeah, so you can get up there and you can follow her in. Give me a very, very basic reflex save and don't botch.
You got it.
Oh, shit!
What the fuck? Is this a divination effect?
So you are coming up to the door, and she is heading through the door, and you reach your hand out to catch the door as the door is starting to close, and you instead catch a hand across her arm, and she kind of turns to look at you. Who? What? Hello?
Damn.
This is a dream. I don't know. It is kind of dreamy. I'm like, oh, sorry. This is strange. I'm wearing my mask and stuff, and I'm like owly, so I'm just gonna slowly let go and just try to back up a bit.
Are you a bird?
I'm wearing a mask because I know I'm an owl. Or whatever. But...
I feel like part of that though is like you got like a beak kind of poking out in your mask, and she's like super wasted, so all she can focus on is the fact that there's like a point coming out in your mask.
Yes, go to sleep. Go home now. It's time for bed.
Can you just give me a bluff check? Yeah, you're right. I'm just tired. I hope you get home okay.
You too. Go to bed.
And she will head out and upstairs.
Yeah, I put a stopper on the door as it comes to a close.
Yep.
I will deduct one door stopper from my character sheet.
Okay. The rest of you can follow Valerio in now, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Because the extra time, did I catch up to the party?
There's not really extra time that happened there. That was all within like the same kind of thing going on. I need one from Lynn as well. Stealth check from Lynn. Oh. This may or may not matter, but it's worth checking. Okay.
Clonk, clonk, clonk.
No, I mean you don't fail skill checks. I only make it failure of skill checks if there's some like extenuating circumstances. Why is my mouth not working with my brain?
Once we get into here, I guess I will at this point use... Well, I'm gonna have like the mage sight bottle like in my hand ready to drink, but I'm not gonna drink it like until the door gets unlocked.
Okay.
To the other part.
And then Grey Bloom, give me a stealth as well.
Alright.
Very good. Yeah, so you can slip your way in as well.
Alright, so I am, as I'm walking past the doors, I am collecting those door stoppers as I'm the last one in, so that nobody walking by sees a door stopper and they're like,
Yep.
hey, what's going on there?
Okay. Alright, you're in the condo hallway.
Pick that lock.
I'm just writing down the door stoppers real quick.
I don't know if Steve, my aspect only lasts a minute. I don't know if you want to tell me when that's up or whatever.
That'll be up by about now. By the time Grey Bloom gets into the building.
I'm going to try to listen at the stairs to get a heads up if anyone sounds like they're coming down.
Yeah, give me a perception at the stairs.
When I see her do that, I'm gonna listen toward the security door and see if I hear anybody coming that way.
Yeah.
I'll keep kind of standing by the entrance door we came through just to... I don't expect I can hear anything through it, but just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm staying near the entrance too. I don't want to make any additional while Grey Bloom's doing his thing.
Okay. Grey Bloom. Alright. Can I have everybody stand where they would be at? So since it's not on the map, I will give Tessa... Yep. Oh, you got it already. Okay.
I figured it's approximately over there, so...
Yep. Cool. Alright, Grey Bloom. Give me a disable device check. You're fiddling with it, but it won't quite move. Give me another. Still not quite there. Tess, you think you hear footsteps upstairs.
I'm gonna say I think I hear footsteps.
Grey Bloom, you want to try again?
I want a perception to see if it sounds like footsteps are coming towards the door. Like the direction?
They're
like
coming from upstairs.
Do they sound like they're on the stairs yet, or just like footsteps?
They're coming down. They're coming down the hallway. It sounds like at this point.
Okay.
Fuck. I mean, I guess we gotta leave. Fuck. All right.
You make the calls.
Yeah.
All right. We step
guess
outside.
we're heading out.
I mean, well, is there anyone normal looking?
No, we're all disguised.
We're all disguised.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Someone
put the
can
clay-
stealth right here and try to catch the door when they leave, if they leave.
I'm gonna put the clay in the lock so that he can push it open and it'll slide closed, but it won't actually be able to latch.
Okay. Do you want to do that, or do you want to suggest Greybloom do that?
I'm gonna suggest Graybloom. I'm gonna hand Graybloom the clay and say, "Hey,
Right.
stick this in there."
If I'll do that.
Give me a quick disable device. Very good.
Yeah, I could have fucking used that on the opening the
Well,
lock.
you could have used that this round to slip in through that other door and not be affected by the person coming down the stairs. But you all can slide out, head back down to where you're going to be. And yeah, this person will come out, go out the door, and head out on their way. And you all can slip back over. Give me another stealth check from everybody as you do that, just to make sure as the person's walking away, you're not totally spotted. Yeah, nobody fell below 5, so that's fine. And Greybloom, give it another shot.
I'm
Alright,
listening
and
at the
their
stairs again.
perception.
Yep. And everybody else, give me a perception.
There we go. Fucking got it.
Very nice.
Good, I can hear shit.
Yeah, you hear the lock click and churn. And yeah.
Alright, I'm drinking my mage sight thing.
All right. There is no magic in the immediate area. But let me move you all into... Let me get rid of the top of the building, the roof of the building real quick. Whoop. Whoop. Get rid of these. We're gonna move Greybloom into the inside. Greybloom, you slip inside. And oh, I need to give the players view of your shit.
Well, I mean, we're all quickly following, I assume.
Is everybody following? I didn't know how the plan was
Yeah.
going. So
Yeah, we're following in right after.
okay. Yeah, so everybody can slide on in. I'll move you all in so you're moving correctly. Okay, so this is a misnomer. There aren't actually walls up to where you can see these. This is a hallway that walks the full way down. And at the end of the hallway, you will see like a little handhold point on the wall that you can pull aside this wall at the end.
Are there any doors on the side?
There are no doors on the side. It is a hallway that leads straight down.
We're probably gonna have to fight that guy.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to fight that guard if he's still there.
Let's get
All
ready
right.
to knock him out.
Can I look for like secret doors? Question mark.
You can give me a perception check if you think there are secret doors.
Yeah, as we're walking by, I'm gonna keeping an eye out if I
one.
see anything
Sure.
odd on the walls that indicates something.
Yeah, Valerio is 100% certain there are no doors in this hallway.
Oh, jeez.
It's the only way. Just for the record, I'm always whispering.
Okay.
I'm also always whispering.
Can you all move yourselves to where you want to be in this hallway?
Well, like after we just got in, or
Yeah, you've moved in. You've all like searched the hallway, and so
So now we're gonna be
okay.
at the end, getting ready to open.
yeah,
this
at the end of
door,
the hallway,
probably
there's a
confront
door you
guard.
can slide open.
I look at
Ow.
Tess. There's no magic, right?
Have I seen anything?
You have not seen any magic so far. Let me double check something though about detect magic.
Oh no.
and before we head in, I'm gonna drink mine also. Before we head in farther.
Okay. You will notice that there is a slight bit of divinate, or I'm sorry, give me a knowledge arcana. You don't get that for free.
I don't have ranks in that.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Tess. That's it. No, that is not enough. So you will detect some amount of magic above, like at the top, in the air above where this door is, but
Yeah,
on
I'll
the
just
other
quiet-
side of the door.
Okay, I'll quietly say, the other side of this door, there's faint magic right above the door, but I can't tell anything else about it.
And you would know it's
Okay.
probably faint because you're trying to see it through. This is probably
Through,
not a thick
yeah.
sheet of wood.
Gotcha.
It seems like one of those sliding doors, so it's not
So I'm only able to pick it up because this is such a thin piece of a
wood.
door
Yep.
that it's not blocking it.
Yep.
I'm gonna stealthily slide it open.
Okay.
Wait, how do people want to be positioned for
Yep.
this? Because
Positioning matters a shit ton.
Be up front. Be up front.
Yeah, I'm positioning to be up front.
Yeah, I think you should be closer.
Yeah, right now you're 5. Okay, I was just making sure. All right, are you ready?
Ready?
Okay, we're gonna
Ready.
get the
Yeah.
lighting here.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, hold on.
Sure.
I realize that reveal is not as exciting when I still have the enemy on the wrong layer. I like how the music was trying to cooperate with me too and just totally botched it. So can I get a stealth check from everybody as they were doing this? And I'm gonna give the guard a perception.
I am the knight.
Okay. So Lynn's a ways back. And Lynn isn't really moving. Who was opening the door? Grey Bloom, you said you were opening the door?
Yeah, I said I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me bring up the guard's character sheet. And everybody can clearly see the guard there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, right next to me. Yep.
Okay.
I see him.
So yeah, the guard does not immediately turn around. And so all of you can give me an initiative roll.
I do not have initiative on my as a macro.
Just use your character sheet for right now. I do realize I forgot to put those on
Ooh.
that on there.
2 nat 20s in a row.
Fuck, where is it on the character sheet?
It's
So I
right
always
underneath
use that
your
macro now.
HP.
There we go.
I am not last. Hallelujah.
All right, I'm going to add him, but of course he's not going to act this round. All right. So you have surprise on him. Valerio.
Yeah, surprise attack.
All right.
You can't power attack fists, right?
You can.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
I won't. I'll
Okay.
just try to punch him.
Okay. That will not flat-footed. That will not hit. Yeah, because he's yeah. The guard will do nothing this round. Tessara.
Okay, so am I able to? Sorry, I'm gonna move. Angle a bomb at him where I would be hitting this square.
Sure, you could try to do that. There, you are having to arc it in kind of a weird way, so there is a penalty.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do because I want him to just take the splash damage from it. I
Okay.
don't want to risk hitting or making other people take splash damage. So
No problem.
I will attempt to do that. Let's see if my macro stuff is functioning. Oh, that's
That will not. Can I get a D8 roll, please?
lovely.
Or, I'm sorry, D.
Now we're getting the bad rolls.
D8.
8.
Yep.
It was still
1, 2. That hits the guard actually.
Oh yikes! Sorry guys.
So yeah, can I get a reflex save from the other two to avoid the 4 damage? That will.
The other one, yeah. Okay, good.
Okay. Grey Bloom.
Fuck, I'm gonna 5 foot and I'm gonna sneak attack. I can't do that non-lethally as much
Okay.
as I'd like to. I don't have a
He
staff.
should be able. He's a big boy. He can take one.
Yeah. So attack.
Incoming crit.
Well, I do. My normal damage is literally like 1 damage, so a crit wouldn't do anything.
See the attack.
So
I'm
we're
all
not-
sneak attack.
That is
damage,
definitely a hit.
All right. Shouldn't it ask me if I want to? Oh shit! It's on Shuriken for some reason.
Is that your first weapon in the stack? Just roll your.
Yeah, okay.
Just slide this Shuriken up to the first slot, using the little unlock thing, and then dragging the item to the top.
We don't want to let him be able to yell either.
The gray thing drags up and down. Is your character sheet separated from Roll20?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you can't do it when it's in you can do it in a separate window, but it's really busted. So you need to redock it in a Roll20.
You should have kept that shuriken to the neck, silence him forever.
What happened to my weapon? It just disappeared from the sheet.
Did you hit the button on the left-hand side or the right-hand side?
I hit unlock, and then I was dragging on the gray.
Oh, okay, hold on. They're in the right order now.
Back on?
Yeah, they're in the right order now. You dragged it to the Oblivion space, which caused it to disappear temporarily, and you either have to refresh
Shuriken
it.
has disappeared now, but okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Just it's not actually disappeared. Go ahead and hit the damage button.
Okay.
So we're not trying to do a bunch of damage.
Well,
right?
I gotta click the macro again, right?
No, you just need to push the damage button. It looks at what your first weapon slot damage is.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is 2, and then roll 1d6 for your sneak attack. At some point, I will program your sneak attack as well. I forgot about that.
Well, the with the macro, that's why I was asking. You already had. Do you want a sneak attack? But yeah, the shurikens, I guess, don't have it listed. Even though
It should happen on all of them, so I'll have to figure out why that didn't trigger. Yeah, so he'll take that,
damage,
and
so-
then that. Lynn.
Is this desk out
Oh,
here?
you know what? Actually, hold on. For some reason, Dracus did not roll onto the initiative. Let me add Dracus manually to it, because Dracus should be at the same time as Greybloom. So Dracus, what do you want to do?
Guess I'm gonna punch him.
You're gonna move up there and do that?
Non-lethal. Yeah.
Okay.
There's an open spot right there.
We're in surprise round
Yeah.
right now. Just remember, so you can't move and attack.
I'm giving it as a full round of surprise. The guy definitely does not know what's happening, so.
I'm gonna punch him non-lethally.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
Oh, I was scrolled up the thing. A 17 does hit. Hit the damage button.
It said, I attempted to use a roll command looking for the value of a selected token, but no
You
token.
have your
You gotta be
token
clicked on your
selected.
token.
Oh.
There we go.
Holy shit.
Ouch. You got some strength damage behind your attacks. Alright. And now, Lynn.
Is this desk too big to like stand on, or
No, you could jump onto the desk if you want.
is there like a big check for that, or is it just something you could just do?
You're gonna have to move around people. Like, I guess he's not aware. He's not fully aware. So no, there's not a check. You can.
Okay.
It's a relatively easy thing to climb onto.
I guess I just set up here and total defense.
Okay.
So flanks.
All right, Valerio.
Can I get a free gauge check to see like how armored and how strong?
Yeah,
this guy
I'll give
looks?
you a gauge check on him.
Does he look like he's very formidable?
16's not really good enough to tell.
Okay.
He's dressed in breastplate. He doesn't he doesn't have anything like in his hands right now. So it's really, and you haven't really seen him fight, so it's really hard to tell.
Yeah. Okay. As a swift action, I'm drawing out my claws, and I'm power attacking this motherfucker.
All right. Ooh.
I believe as a full attack, I can try to bite. I'm wearing a mask though, so I guess I can't bite. So I guess I miss.
Okay. The guard will turn to Dracus.
Oh wait, I get 2 claw attacks though, right?
You do get 2 claw attacks.
Ooh,
That
not
will
bad.
hit. Yeah, the guard will not have a lot of time to respond. He will pick up a shield, and he will kind of get himself behind it, and he'll start reaching towards the desk. Tisara.
Oh no.
That's yikes. Oof. Well, people up there are gonna have to do something about that. I think all I can do back here and be fairly non-damaging to my group is use my crossbow at him.
Okay.
But I'll have all of the
Yep.
penalties with that.
See what you can do. Oh.
Nope.
Nope. That runs right into a wall. Gray Bloom.
Alright, this is subdual. I'm not sneak attacking.
Okay.
So I'm gonna deal maybe 1 or 2 damage.
That'll hit though.
There we go. 1 subdual.
Drakus.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna use my martial flexibility to learn improved grapple,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna try to grapple him so he can't press that button.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a CMB check.
Trying, I don't know how.
Go to your character sheet and click the CMB.
Oh, CMB button.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, you will grab hold of him, pull him away from the button, as he's looking you in the face. One of his arms still outstretched and his shield kind of flailing around at his side.
Alright, that's it.
Lynn.
That's my move and my action.
I will delay until after Valerio.
Okay. Valerio.
So they're in a grapple at this point.
They're
right?
in a grapple.
So, how does this work? Do I have a chance to hit Drakus if I try
There
to attack
is
him?
if you botch.
There is if I botch.
Yes.
Alright, I will just try to attack him. Can I non-lethal with my claws? Is that a thing I can do?
It's at a -4, but I really don't get. I guess the logistics of that is you're like giving him cat scratches.
Alright, yeah, non-lethal. That's probably a miss.
That will miss.
He's got -4
Actually,
to
that
DC
will
for
miss
grapple.
because that will hit because he's grappled,
He also have flanks for me
and
too.
he does not get his. Yeah, he doesn't get his shield bonus either. So that will also hit, and
Rip into him.
he is like feeling somewhat limp in your arms, Drakus, but there is still some consciousness in him.
Is he out?
No, there's still some consciousness in him, but he is very like. Lynn.
Sorry. Let him down. Let him down. I'm gonna.
Try and cover that button or something so they can't get to it for sure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look and make sure he didn't actually hit the button already.
Yeah, his hand did not quite reach the button. If he'd have gotten to his initiative, he would have hit the button. But
Just to
you
be
can
safe,
you can
I'm
see
gonna
where it is underneath.
Yeah. Okay, then just to be safe, I'm gonna stand between it as I sort of gesture to Drakus.
You
to drag
can
him
lower
away.
your shield to be over top of where
Yeah,
the
okay.
button
Yeah,
is.
perfect. Yeah. I'll kind of hold my shield there then while
Yep.
Drakus drags him away from the desk.
The guard will go and try to break free.
Do I roll another?
No, he rolls CMB versus your CMD.
Oh, CMD is 19.
You gave yourself improved grapple though, right?
Yeah.
So 21. Because you get +2.
Yep.
And so he will fail to break loose. Oh, that's whispered. Why the fuck was... Oh, I know why that's whispered. Whoops. Yeah. So, Tisara.
I'm just gonna shoot my crossbow again, probably miss.
Actually, he goes unconscious from trying to break
Oh.
free. I forgot
Okay,
about
then
that.
yeah, then I wouldn't do that.
She just finishes them all.
Executes him. Just shoots him right in the head.
I mean, actually, I probably could shoot him and do this damage. It's probably not gonna kill him. Like he's probably got a con more than damage I can do. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job. That was a close call.
I'm gonna still be holding him and shrug. Like, what do I do with this thing?
Time up.
I'm quickly looking and seeing if he has keys to the building.
That's what the clay was actually for, to get a mold.
He does indeed have he has a set of keys to something.
Okay, well I'll grab that in case that is relevant.
Okay.
All right, who's got the best ability to tie someone up, aka a CMD?
I have. I think I'll just do it. I just tie him up.
Okay.
With some silk rope. I don't know how much I need. I have a full 50 rope silk rope. I'll just, with my claws, I'll cut how much I need to. I'll tie him up and then cut the excess.
Okay.
Let's move
I'm
quickly.
gonna see if he has any ECs on him.
He does. He has a small bag of about 30 EC.
Taking them.
Okay.
Does anyone have anything to gag it?
He'll be out for a while.
Let's keep moving.
We,
All right,
we need to move because this
Yeah,
guards, once they
Yeah,
change stations...
Pull him so that he's not just laying in the doorway though.
All right, I'm just gonna carry him wherever you guys tell me to. I'm
Just
gonna
put him
follow.
like
Just 5 feet away, like just so that he's not in the doorway.
I'm-
So that
I'm-
looking down the doorway it doesn't just show him.
Yeah, I was just gonna actually say just slide the door mostly closed so that if someone does come down the hallway to change stations, they don't
bumps.
immediately see the door swing on open.
Yep, I'm sliding the door. You just put him 5 feet away from it
Yep.
to where
Okay.
against the wall.
Yeah. So
All
you
right,
guys
I'll
can
do
move
it.
his body over.
And I'll unready my shield and
Alright.
I'll start.
Where do you want to go?
Where are the doors? Where do we?
right
One
here,
is here.
this corner.
Yeah,
This
one
is
is
the
up
door
here.
we want to check, I think, first, because we're assuming.
And there's this other one over here.
Well,
Nope,
yeah.
We're not going outside. Going south.
Oh, damn.
The only one that we could potentially want to check is this one that's right through here, but
Right. I'm just gonna stealthily go for this door.
Okay. That door is
Going
unlocked.
southway as planned, guys.
Yep. You go in. And you have anybody else going in?
Yep, following.
Yeah, I'm
behind.
following.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna take off a light layer then, if I can. Without, nope. That light layer is fully attached to everything else. That's really annoying. So
As we're heading in, I look at Tess and say, "Let us know when your sight changes. That's when it's a good tracker of time. It doesn't last too long, right?"
we all in. Oops! I moved the guard in by accident.
He's awake. Get him.
Actually, should we drag him in here? That way, if another guard comes in, it'll look like he just left his post.
I think we should
Nah,
just
the
keep
blood
moving.
dead giveaway. Yeah.
Someone take point and just keep going. I'm too squishy to do it.
Are we able to start moving, Steve?
Well, where are the?
Yeah, you
where
can
are the
start
doors?
moving. The first door is was right below where Tess is at, and the other door is around the corner.
I figured.
All right. So let me know if I need to roll any stealth checks. I'm stealthing.
Yeah. I'll let you know if you need to roll any stealth checks.
Okay. So it looks like this is a door.
That is a door.
There was also a
Wa-
door
was
right
there any
here
other
that
doors?
you
And there's the door up
passed.
here.
Yeah. This one where I like moved out of your way for.
I don't know how you guys can spot these doors on.
They're
this
really hard to see. You have to be
Hard.
zoomed in pretty well or noticing where there's like a thinner spot in where the wall is.
Well, I like this door. We're going in this one.
Okay.
Alright, let's go.
That door is locked.
Does
Oh.
the key that I have work?
None of the keys you have work.
Okay, we'll go to the other door real quick.
Could be
Also
a
locked.
promising door.
Yeah. Does that key work?
None of those keys work.
Okay. I'll go ahead and open this one.
The one you're standing in front of right now?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a disable device check.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna start listening out again.
Okay. Yep. That will not get it. That will... Yeah, you don't hear
I'm
anything.
perceptioning.
And that will get it. The door clicks, and you're able to turn the lock.
Stealthily.
Yep. Move on in. Give me a stealth check as you move in. All right, you move in, And inside, there is a table covered in all sorts of potions and alchemical reagents and books and
not
papers.
this one. Here's K-Boom.
Yeah, we will move to that other door.
Okay.
Should we take something from in there? We just
Not
beat
yet.
up and rob the guard.
Not
It'll
yet,
be
but,
obvious
but it's
somebody
open
was
to
here.
where we can grab something if we need to on the way.
Okay, sounds good.
Disable device.
Yep.
And yep, I'm continuing to do stealthy.
Yep, not enough there. You get it on the second one. I need to...
That's why I'm whispering. Since we have had to knock someone out, they will know something has happened, so we should be erring on the more aggressive plan of causing a lot of damage.
Grey Bloom, you can move in with a stealth check.
Alright. Stealth.
Did you move in? There's a
Mine.
big room in here with a large desk. And a, basically everything that you see here.
Alright.
I'm gonna start looking around for valuable stuff.
There is another door on the
Is it
opposite
door?
wall.
Oh,
Yep.
While they're doing that,
And there is also a door down here.
Oh no.
this is the one that I am choosing.
Okay.
Yeah. While
I
I'm
want to look
gonna
at the stuff
try
on
and
the
disable
desk.
this. Yeah, while they're doing that.
Okay.
See if we can make
Yeah.
out anything on the
So,
desk about whose office this might be. or what
Tess, you give me a perception check at what is at the desk. There is a logbook of people coming in and out, with some various names in it, and some times. There is there's actually a timepiece here. This timepiece has the listing of the solar cycles as the suns are moving and then the moon cycle. And it accurately portrays X past at Y in each of the entries. There's a small book here by someone named Theragage Thornov, and a couple of
Nice.
other random books.
Erotic poetry.
These are the same sofas that were in the other area. We must be in the reception for the other business.
And Grey Bloom, you work the door, and it is sticking harder than you would expect.
Would I know for what that might mean?
It means it's a tougher lock than
Okay,
it was
tougher
tougher than it was a tougher lock than the one that you came in through earlier. To get into this area, I mean. And you managed to get it to click still though, and can move your way in. Get a stealth check.
Alright, stealth.
I didn't make it.
Very good.
I just
you move
disappear
in.
out of existence.
Yes. Hang on, I'm gonna try to do something here now because this should be doable. Yep. Head and drag down this wall. This. And then if we move you guys around, you should now be able to see that room. Everybody should now have the ability to see into that room. Is that correct?
No,
Nope.
Pick yourself up and move yourself a square, and
I
it should.
did. It's not doing
Oh,
anything.
okay. I moved in the room. Yeah.
You should be able to move in the room. You can't into the room.
Yeah, I can move
Okay,
in.
and then you
That
should be able to
works.
see it when you move in. Whoa! And it all fucked up.
No,
for
I just
I can
not for
still
me.
see.
Oh, it gave the. Yeah, but do you now see the whole building?
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay. It for some reason gave the other screen a full view of the building, but whatever.
I'm immediately looking for papers in the desk and all that.
Yeah, you guys can start searching the room. Give me some perception checks. All right. Grey Bloom, you get to searching the room, and you will find a drawer that is filled with files upon files upon files, and within one of them you will find a couple of files that all have some listings for something labeled NQL. Drekis, you're looking around in another drawer, and you will find a large hunk of... Hang on a sec. I need to pull this up. You will find a large chunk of some kind of like slightly dark rock that looks like it has a soft glow on the inside of it. That, like, feeling close to it makes you feel a little, like, uncomfortable on the inside. Yeah.
I'm gonna point it out. Like, anybody ever seen anything like this?
I'll take a look at it.
But
real
I'm not gonna
fast.
touch it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that was just being.
I
close to it,
have
right?
a knowledge that I can roll on it or not.
Give me a knowledge. I don't know what this would be.
Knowledge sedimentary.
Arcana, engineering.
I'm gonna say this is probably in the line of Arcana to some
Okay.
degree.
Eh,
It could also be the planes, but
mm,
you know this is likely some kind of that there is this is it doesn't quite have magical properties per se. In fact, as you're kind of standing there, you can feel it kind of like weakening slightly the ant hall that you cast on yourself.
ew, gross. I'm gonna move away from it. So it seems like it's like
It's not taking it away. It just makes
Yeah.
it feel like it's not as enduring as it would otherwise be.
yeah. So I'll just convey that it feels like something about whatever that is like weakening magic, maybe.
Isn't that what
So
the
we-
no claw does? Isn't that no claw?
Maybe we do want to take that then because they'll
Well,
have trouble tracking it
less
because
that
it's
it's-
dampens magic.
Less that it's weakening magic, and more that it's weakening something about you that's causing the magic to weaken. Because it also feels, just like it did for Drekis, it feels uncomfortable to your body as well.
Yeah.
This material seems pretty.
Alright.
I don't think we should take it.
Yeah, I don't
Well-
think we should take this.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue while we're doing this. So
Yeah.
But those papers you found, do you point them out to me?
yeah.
All right. I'll take a look at these and try to see if it looks like it's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, of everything he's found, that's the only thing that has any indication to being anything similar to Noquil.
Steve,
Yes.
does this feel like a very hard substance?
It
Or
is
does
some
feel
kind of
I
like
could
some
chip
kind of
some
like,
off of?
you know, like how you get you know what like quartz looks like?
Quartz?
Quartz.
Quartz, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big about a pound of quartz.
Is it distinct enough where if I chipped a part off, it would be easily noticeable?
You would have to touch it to chip. You'd have to like get close enough to it to chip a part off of it. But potentially.
This drawer that he
Could
found
be
these
incredibly
documents in,
valuable.
does it seem like if we take this one document out of this drawer, like is there a bunch? Is it going to be
There's a
easily
lot of
noticed?
documents that all have this listing on it.
Okay, so there's multiple. So yeah, so we could just
Yeah.
grab one. So yeah, I'll say I think we should just take this document, grab some random looking, maybe like I don't know, grab something, make a little mess somewhere, and get out of here. I think this is what we need.
It's not just loot to this room, otherwise it will be too obvious.
Did you take a few papers, not just one, in case there's other details we need? Just take a random with that same company name on it.
So are there multiple that have that same information on them?
There
or
are
just
multiple
one?
that have that same information on it, but you will notice that the name of the company is not in a language. The name and the business address of the company are not in any like easily discernible
That makes
language.
sense because they told us that they thought it would be something in like a code or something like
Yes.
that. So I'll say maybe we grab like 2 of them and have 2 different people hold on to
Why not just
one
grab a bunch?
each.
Just grab a bunch.
I mean, do we need a bunch?
Why not? Just grab them. And then I'll start just throwing other papers around, like someone was rummaging in here. And then yeah, let's just start making it look like we stole other stuff.
While they're deciding that, I'm gonna look around for a cipher. Anything that would look like a nope, 11, nope, never mind.
Nope.
I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah, I'm curious
I'm gonna
if
leave
this...
the stone though. I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
Be sad.
Is there any other doors in here? Is this like all symmetrical?
There is one more door here, but otherwise it does seem to be symmetrical.
So there... Sorry, where'd you ping the door?
There's one more door right here.
Not showing up for me.
Oh, it's probably because it's in the fog war. Hold on, let me... Can you
The
ping again?
fog of war shouldn't matter. I am noticing it's not. Oh, I'm on the GM layer. Sorry. Here.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure there was like a hidden door that was symmetrical to the other one. But yeah, then...
That should lead outside, right? Maybe we shouldn't leave that way?
I don't think so.
Oh. Okay. Well, let's go mess up the alchemist room and let's get out of here then.
Does the guard's key open this door?
No, this door does not have a lock on it.
Okay.
Should we look inside? This might be storage where there's valuable stuff. We need to take something. We haven't...
I mean, I think that we should have taken that rock. That seems like an
I
absolute
think so
theft
too.
target.
Yeah.
That seems
wanna
like an
touch
absolute
it?
theft target.
I mean...
You think they can maybe track that? How many people in the city are going to have a rock like
I
that?
thought this was very rare substance. They're gonna
Yeah,
track that.
we're
What
not
are you
gonna
guys
take
talking
it. We're not gonna take it to our building. We'll fucking toss it in a dumpster or something on the way out.
about? Okay. But then that seems so. Then they find it and they're like, oh, they threw it away. I don't know. Weird. You make the call. You make the call.
Yeah. We'll wrap it in some cloth. Do we have extra cloth? Anyone with like a backpack, anything like that?
Yeah. We have backpacks. All of us have backpacks.
Pick it up with cloth. Yeah, don't touch it.
I don't think I have like spare cloth.
Did we search the secretary's desk?
You searched the
I looked
yeah.
through the top of the desk. Yeah, there was.
She has no
bedroll.
she has no drawers or anything like that.
I have a
do.
bedroll. I'll put it in
Okay.
the bedroll.
Yeah, you can.
Um,
Put it in the
Give
bedroll.
me while you're doing that though. I want a dex check.
Sure.
How long, Steve, would it take if I wanted to, with my like pen and paper, write out some of the stuff in this log?
You could do it over a couple of minutes if you. It depends on. Well, I guess it depends on like what time period, what amount of time you're trying to get.
Well, while they're still doing stuff in there, I'm just gonna write as much as I can
Okay.
until they're ready to leave.
Okay. Let's see. So yeah, you can pick it up. I need to double check something real quick though. What am I using? I could have swore. Sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not doing this wrong.
I do have to pee again if this will take a minute or so.
No, I was trying to remember if you take a negative level at first level, do you die?
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't directly say that though.
I think it does.
I'm trying to find. I'm reading through it here. It says it causes you to take a number of penalties. Is this like one of those things where it's like if a character's, and it's a temporary negative level technically. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, if a creature's negative level equals or exceeds his hit dice, it dies. So yeah, with that dex save, I'm gonna need a fort save from you. Okay. You
So I
can.
just popped up putting my bedroll over it so much I touched it.
Yeah, you end up like you're trying to wrap your bedroll around it, but somehow you have to like get it underneath your bedroll, and as you're trying to do that, like your hands graze against it. But you like it like seems like it's trying to pull part of the life out of you, but you manage to get the wrapping around it tight enough. And you can hoist it in your backpack. Yeah.
Immediately throw it on Graybloom. No joke.
And Graybloom, you were looking into this room?
Well,
without a lock?
Not anymore.
I mean, we got our...
Let's go. I thought we're ready to go.
Yeah, we got our shit. So, okay, we'll put the file back where we found it. Minus the papers that we took.
Okay.
Unless there was fully enough time to copy them all.
I'm not gonna try to copy an illegible name.
The name and address is completely illegible.
I'm just copying stuff off this random log because I don't know if it's important at all. So I figured might as well do something while I'm waiting.
Yeah,
sounds good. Yeah, we put those files back. This rock was our target. Let's dip out.
Give me a perception, Tassara. Okay. I need to know how you're all leaving and where you're all going.
I was just waiting by the door here.
I assume we're going back the way we came.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd probably be following.
Like, let us know if we need to roll stealths again because, like, we're stealthing.
You will eventually. You will, but you're basically. Are you leaving out the front or the back?
No, I think we're gonna go back out the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a stealth check to leave out the back.
Wait, were we gonna stop at the alchemist room as well, or no?
No, we got our target. It was the rock.
Okay.
As we're leaving, I'm gonna say, I thought like this material seems like the no quote whatever. Seems like we're being pretty obvious. I don't know.
Well,
if they could literally scribe material, brother, then literally anything made of anything you could find.
I'm just saying because we took this, they're gonna probably look for things related to it. They're like, oh shit, did they take the documents too about this item? I don't know.
That's true.
I thought we were gonna mess up everything on our way.
So I want to make this pretty clear. Noquil interferes with magical energy. This is sucking the life out of you. That's not really the same thing. So you figure you can probably piece together like dampening magical energy is not the same as dampening your internal body structure. So they're probably not the same component. They're probably not the same like material.
Oh, so this is not the.
It's not. It's likely not the Noquil. You can put together. This is not a negative magic thing. This is a negative person thing.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay. Yeah. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's stealthizing? Lynn.
Oh,
stealth check.
Cool.
Cool.
Man.
Amazing. That is clean as fuck. You all get out. I'm assuming head back around to the corner that you were in.
We were going back to the alley, switching back to normal clothes, right?
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, you can make your way back to.
I think
we
should
don't go
just
together.
split.
Well,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. Like I was asking you guys, should we dump this material in like someplace and let the guys know?
That's up to you. Because they probably can find it. It's very unique.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that like we might want to like dump it in.
Where do you want to dump it?
Well, this is like
this conversation's happening as we're changing
right?
in the alleyway.
Yeah. While this is happening though, can I get anybody that has any ranks in insight to give me an insight check?
I don't think anyone has ranks in it right now. I mean, I have some bonus to it just because I'm int, but
Okay.
I don't
I'll allow a sense motive as well, or a gauge check rather.
You have to have ranks in it?
No, you don't have to have ranks in it. So.
No. Yeah.
So Graybloom, you've worked on the streets enough to know that like, if this object could potentially drain the life from people and you just throw it into a trash can, somebody's inevitably gonna like dig through that trash can, and it's probably gonna be one of your coworkers, and this could be potentially deadly to them.
I feel like
Okay. I mean, like, as before we split up and head back, like maybe we just quickly look for a good spot,
Well, it's gonna
I mean,
take them
or
time to
do we want to risk
realize it's.
just bringing it?
It's
We have a
they're
few
literally not
hours
gonna
before they
find
realize
us.
it's missing and then strive for it.
They're not gonna find us literally within hours. We have like let's take it somewhere safe for now. And we can figure out within a few days what to do, right? Or is this literally?
All right, so let's not split up. Let's head.
Oh no, split up for sure. I was saying we shouldn't.
Well, we got to deal with this situation immediately, correct? So
We
split up on
shouldn't-
the way to get there.
I would say split up at the alley. Once we change back into our regular clothes, we split up and head back.
Yeah, split up, but then meet together.
Yeah.
Yeah, where though?
Well, it'd be at the.
At the hall.
Okay, yeah, let's meet back at the hall then.
Do we want to meet back literally tonight, or should we wait a day?
Yeah, no,
Oh, no.
immediately
No, we need to get
because
rid of this today.
before they try and search for this rock, we want to see
Right,
what they want to do with it.
Yep.
Yeah, we have to do something with this.
Let's
as
talk to
fast as possible.
Dracomir. Let's talk to whoever and try and figure out what this rock is.
Because we need to
Maybe
go dump
who-
it real quick. If-
Actually, whoever has the rock probably shouldn't even come back to the hall,
Where do you want me to
just
go?
in case. I mean, you can come
keep
near
moving
it.
around the city. Keep
Yeah.
moving around the city, and then at
Once we find out, we can have a meeting place. Or something.
yeah.
Alright, I'll
so
give you guys an hour, and then I'm gonna come in. Because I don't know
Yeah.
how else you would find me.
yeah,
Alright,
just wander around for an hour, and then
I look at someone who has knowledge of the local. Is it weird if I roam around at this hour? Is there any suspicion of that at the Outer Ring if I'm wandering around Cresthaven?
I mean, you're gonna run into a lot more guards, like just randomly walking around. And being being what you are, a hobgork, you're largely more likely to get like interrogated about why you're
This
wandering
sounds
the
very
streets.
dangerous then, guys.
Do you know a place you can just like? I mean, you've had to sleep out here sometimes. Do you know a place you can kind of just bunker down and not be?
Do I know?
Tassara,
the
detective
place,
for a little
Tassara, you're pretty knowledgeable about the local spots. Do you know a good spot?
Yeah, is there another like alley like this?
Yeah, for you, I mean, Valerio, you've gone entire like days without getting to sleep because you haven't been able to find a place to sleep. It's not
Oh,
uncommon for you to spend a day awake because you could not find a place where the guards weren't waking you up every time you started to drift off.
Okay, so when I did that, did they like search me, or did they just say like, "Hey, move along"?
It can depend from time to time. If they think
Okay.
you're on like drugs, they might say like, "Hey, are you on something? Like, do we need to take you in?" And you'll like say no, and then they're like, "Well, we need to check. We got to make sure you're not just like so high you don't know you're high." It
Alright.
depends on it's that random guard lottery. You never know if you've got a guard who's concerned about your safety or a guard who's concerned about making a bust.
You can give it to me. I'll take it back to my house, and I'll just wait there until you guys come back with a plan.
Okay.
As long as it's within a couple of hours. If you're not back,
Yeah.
if you're not there within a couple of hours, I'm ditching it in the garbage can.
Did you tell us where you live?
Oh, I'll show you on the map where I live.
You don't have
Yep.
a
Let me
map.
move you back to the main map.
I give him my entire backpack. I don't let him, and I tell him, "Be careful when I almost touched this. It felt like it was draining the light from me. Don't touch it."
All right. That's my house right there.
Okay.
How long of a walk? from
I didn't
Cresthaven
see it
Hall would
marked.
be?
Huh? It's a couple hours.
Okay, down there.
A couple hours from Cresthaven Hall to my house.
Yeah. Or no, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's a lot less from Cresthaven Hall to your house. It's like 25-30 minutes. It's like
Okay, yeah.
it's like an hour and a half to get from where you're at to Cresthaven Hall.
Okay, so yeah, I'll give you guys 2 hours to come up with a plan and meet me at my house after you get to Cresthaven Hall. After that, I'm
Okay.
ditching in the garbage can.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
I give him
Split
my
up and all
entire
head to
backpack.
all head to Cresthaven Hall different ways, and he heads to his house.
We'll see how this all resolves next week.
Whew.
In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and give you experience now rather than make you all wait till next session for XP.
Do we
you
get
wanna-
to level if we level?
You will get to level if we level.
Because I'm pretty sure we're gonna level.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I was thinking we would. I was like, I want to level.
Steve, did you want to tell him that my secret mission was to get the stone, or wait? No. You want to drop that on him next week, or?
That's not what I'm looking for.
I should actually put that in my inventory. Oh, I'm actually gonna split that guard EC as well.
Okay.
And ditch the pouch.
So everybody takes 6 EC.
I want to do that before we split up in case I die.
Is there any reason I feel like this guard EC would be trackable for any purpose or reason?
It's exactly
we
the same
already
thing as a coin.
determined it wasn't.
Where
Okay,
does
so we're-
EC go?
Okay.
It goes in your other coinage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like right underneath. Okay, so 6 each.
6 each.
I just wanted to reiterate and make sure, because I don't want to take nothing that can be tracked.
I don't blame you. I just figured since we ended up having to fight them, it made sense to rob them if we were robbers.
Everybody go ahead and take seem like it's no, it's right. Go ahead and take 1,266 experience. So let's just round it up to 1,300. I don't know why I'm sorry.
So that's 2,800 altogether?
Yep, should be at 2,800.
Yep.
Level 2, my knowledge checks get so much better now.
All
I
right.
just need to not botch my rolls.
And with that, we are done for this evening. I'm gonna find someone to boasty.
Next level
Tense
5,000.
stuff. I'm stressed.
Tense stuff. You guys did a
Yeah,
good job,
that was
though.
a lot. That was a lot. So third level is 5,000 EXP?
5,000, yeah.